we're back, and we're moving on to Class 4A, where the top 6 remain the top 10 at number 10 after beating Dardanelle. Barry, our game of the week in 4A is from the 2-4A. It's number 14, Lone Oak, at number 3, Stuttgart.
Lone Oak always gets juice to play Stuttgart. In fact, Lone Oak has beaten the Ricebirds 7 of the past 13 years and 4 of the past 8. But Lone Oak's having to start a freshman quarterback right now, Braden Allen. He's going to be a good one, but he's still just a freshman. Braden had 182 yards and 3 touchdowns last week against CAC, but neither he nor the Jackrabbits have faced a defense like Stuttgart this season. The Ricebirds are giving up just 5.5 points per game, and Hootens.com picking number 3 Stuttgart by 17.
All right, other games from the 2-4A. Can CAC keep it going? The Mustangs are at number 9 and will travel to Bald Knob. CAC picked by 12 on Hootens.com. Heber Springs a 2-point favorite at Clinton. Then you've got Mills at home against Southside Batesville. Hootens.com going with the Comets by 3. Let's go to the 3-4A now, where Rivercrest, the number 5 team in the ranking this week, is at home against Truman. Barry?
The Rivercrest Colts have had consecutive conference games canceled, but still look like the team to beat in the conference. Hootens.com likes the Colts by 16.
Another top 10 team in that conference, 7th-ranked Pocahontas, also at home, and an 11-point favorite over Blytheville. Hootens.com is picking Gosnell by 7 at Cave City, and Jonesboro Westside by 8 over Highland. Now to the 4-4A, where Pottsville goes to Dover.
Dover has been outscored by a combined 126-48 in its 3 conference games this season. Hootens.com picks Pottsville by 24.
All right, Barry, Hootens.com picks Ozark by 10 at Lamar in the 4-4A, and Dardanelle by 7 over Waldron. Let's move to the 7-4A. Number 2, Joe T. Robinson, 18 points the spread, and they're a game with Ashdown. Robinson the favorite there. Number 4, Nashville, a 9-point favorite over Malvern. And we've got 6th-ranked Arkadelphia welcoming Bauxite.
Arkadelphia junior running back Jay Sean Davis had 235 yards and 5 touchdowns last week at Ashdown. Hootens.com picks Davis and the Badgers this week by 26.
Also, Fountain Lake, a 14-point favorite over Harmony Grove Haskell. Now to the 8-4A, Star City, an 8-point favorite over DeWitt. Who you like, Barry, and Helena at Crossit?
Crossit hoping to return to the football field this time for the first time since week 5 and only the second time since September 2nd. Hootens.com picks Crossit by 16 over winless Helena.
All right, and also, how about Warren at home against Hamburg?
Warren has beaten Hamburg 18 of the past 19 years, but the Lumberjacks lost last week to Monticello and must regroup. Meanwhile, Hamburg didn't play last week, and 2 weeks ago, senior quarterback Brett Rice threw for 384 yards and 5 touchdowns at Helena. Hootens.com picks Warren by 1.
And Monticello, which beat Warren in overtime last week, is a 4-point pick. Let's move to the 1-4A now, where top-ranked Shiloh Christian is at home and a 28-point favorite over Gravett. Number 8, Prairie Grove, is the pick over Berryville. 36 points that spread on Hootens.com. Elkins, a 16-point favorite over Gentry, and Huntsville is picked by 25 at Green Forest.
All right, David, coming up next, it's more of the Hootens.com football report. Chuck Livingston and Chris Hooten check in next as we preview Class 3A and 2A. You're listening to the Hootens.com football report.
Going to college may not look the same as it has before, but you have the power to move forward. There are over 1,000 hands-on or online programs in Arkansas designed to put you to work, and they qualify for state scholarships and grants. Healthcare, education, computer technology, industry technology, and more. Take your next step forward. Visit explorearcareers.com with instructions about how to apply.
Holiday season, where are you taking your family this year? Colton Steakhouse and Grill is the perfect place with tantalizing appetizers and USDA choice juicy steaks, hand-cut daily, plus seafood, tender chicken, fall-off-the-bone ribs, half-pound burgers, and crispy salad. Dine in or get it to go. And Colton Steakhouse and Grill gift cards for stocking stuffers. At Colton's, we know what's at stake. Grilled over mesquite wood for that smoky flavor. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill.
You're listening to a public service announcement from the Arkansas Attorney General. Parents, would you let your child get in a car with someone you don't know or spend the night with a stranger? If you don't know who your children are texting and gaming with on their phones, you could be allowing dangerous people into your home and their bedrooms. Be informed, and together let's protect our kids. Let your Attorney General do the fighting for you. Call 800-482-8982 or visit arkansasag.gov.
Back with you in the Hootens.com control room. Let's move on to the smaller classifications, our final segment, as we look at Class 3A. And the rundown on the Hootens.com rankings goes like this. Again, Harding Academy in the top spot, followed by unbeaten Prescott. Hoxie, another unbeaten team, and 8-0 for the first time since 2013. The Mustangs are number 3. McGee logged its second shutout of the year last week against Barton and checks in at number 4. Both Hoxie and McGee moving up one spot. Risen drops 2 to number 5. Boonville is 6. Then unbeaten Newport at number 7. Glen Rose secured a key win last week against Centerpoint. And the Beavers are at number 8, followed by Charleston, rising a spot to the number 9 position. And Paris, another 8-0 team, debuting in the top 10, jumping 4 spots to number 10. Well, Chuck Livingston, the Hootens.com game of the week is a Logan County backyard brawl. It's number 6 Boonville, number 10 Paris.
And David, there's more on the line in this particular ball game than there has been in any Boonville-Paris game in recent memory. The winner is going to be the top playoff seed and earns at least a share of the conference championship. Paris Eagles are 8-0 for the first time since 1956. This season's Eagles score 45 points a game behind junior quarterback Chase Watts. 4 running backs who have topped 265 yards this season. The defense has forced 26 turnovers this season, and they've scored in 6 of the last 7 ball games. As for Boonville, the Bearcats have won 26 consecutive conference games dating back to 2016. The guy who makes them go is junior quarterback Randon Ray. Hootens.com thinks Ray makes just enough plays this week, going with Boonville on the road by 1.
Well, that's the biggest game of the week in the 4-3A, so let's see what else we have in that conference. Atkins is at home and a 29-point favorite over Two Rivers. Hootens.com picks the Mayflower Eagles by 8 over Danville, and Prairieville is a 24-point pick over Baptist Prep. Now to the 5-3A, where number 2 Prescott plays, and the Curly Wolves are at home. Big 30-point favorites over Jussieville. Hootens.com picks Bismarck by 1 at Falk, and number 8 Glen Rose by 35 at Horatio. Now to the 6-3A. Chuck, how about number 4 McGee traveling to Dollarway?
And David, Dollarway put together its best effort last week when it beat Smackover 60-0. The Cardinals ran for 471 yards and 8 touchdowns. The McGee defense allowed just over 5 points a game behind juniors Andreas Jordan and Jody Easter. Hootens.com taking number 4 McGee by 28 at Dollarway.
Other 6-3A matchups, Barton at home against Lake Village. Hootens.com going with the Bears by 1. Drew Central is a 14-point pick at Smackover, and Hootens.com picks Camden Harmony Grove by 2 over Melbourne. Let's look up to Northwest Arkansas, the 1-3A. Here are your winners. According to Hootens.com, Cedarville by 27 over Mansfield. Greenland, a road favorite, 17 points the spread there at Hackett. Hootens.com going with number 9 Charleston by 17 over West Fork, and Lincoln by 28 at Lavaca. In the 2-3A, another top 10 matchup. Chuck, tell us about this showdown along I-67. Number 7 unbeaten Newport at number 1 Harding Academy.
The Newport Greyhounds are 8-0 this season for the first time since 2007. Newport allows just 12 points a game, and they're going to need to make some big plays this week against the explosive offense of Harding. You already know the names by now. Senior quarterback Caden Sight, big play receiver Ty Duggar, an emerging star tailback Andrew Miller. Harding's averaging 41 points a game this season. Hootens.com thinks they do it again this week, going with number 1 Harding at home by 7 over Newport.
All right, Chuck, another game in the 2-3A. Mountain View at home over Riverview. Not quite the stakes in this one. Mountain View, though, a 27-point favorite. Now to the 3-3A. Chuck, here's another banner game in the state. Third-ranked Hoxie at Osceola.
And David, Osceola has won 4 of the the past 6 meetings, including 3 straight in this series. Got to watch for Osceola's junior quarterback Don Littleton. He's put up more than 1,500 yards this season with 17 touchdowns. For Hoxie, at this point, you know about the Powell brothers, quarterback Dalen and running back Shanderick Powell. But the offensive line's getting some love lately. Center Zane Alls committed last week to Lyon College. Jalen Chappell's giving him good play up front. Hootens.com is going with number 3 Hoxie by 10 at Osceola.
Other games in the 3-3A, Walnut Ridge at home, a 7-point pick over Manila. And Chuck, tell us about Harrisburg at Corning.
And David, let's give a little tip of the hat to Corning. The Bobcats' 5 victories this season are their most since the 2007 team won 9 games in the school's last league championship. Hootens.com going with the Bobcats at home by 1.
And Pickett is a 28-point road favorite at Palestine Wheatley.
Ready, set, hut, hut.
Now it's the Class 2A rankings we're looking at on Hootens.com. Top-ranked Fordyce is a perfect 8-0 and headed to its first conference title in 4 years. Number 2, Gurdon aced its late-season exam last week by pounding Poen, while third-ranked Junction City had to rally past Hampton. Poen and Des Arc trade places at numbers 4 and 5, respectively. Derricks and Clarendon swap spots at numbers 6 and 7. 8th-ranked Bigelow has yet to be challenged in the 4AA. Foreman and Hampton round out the top 10 at numbers 9 and 10. Well, Chris Hooten, the game of the week is the Battle of Highway 70 and an old rivalry in the 6AA. Hazen traveling 10 miles to Carlisle.
David, there's no conference title at stake, but this rivalry never cools off. Hazen has won 5 of the past 6 meetings, but limps into this game after losing a different player to a season-ending injury the past 3 games. Carlisle sophomore Jason Sullivan has already topped 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 20 tackles. Senior Colin Jinks, almost 800 rushing yards and 30 tackles for Carlisle. Hootens.com likes Carlisle by 8 over Hazen.
All right, Chris, other games in the 6-2A. Number 7, Clarendon at home, a big favorite over Marvel. Hootens.com has that as a 49-point game. How about Des Arc welcoming England?
David, Des Arc's first-team defense held Carlisle to 91 total yards 2 weeks ago and held Marvel to just 47 yards last week. That trend continues this week against England. Hootens.com likes Des Arc by 39 over the Lions.
Let's move to the 7AA, where 6th-ranked Derricks is traveling and a 39-point favorite at Mineral Springs. Murfreesboro is at home, a 23-point pick over Lafayette County. Now to the 8AA, the number 1 team faces the number 10 team. That would be Fordyce at Hampton.
David, in its best performance of the season, Hampton tired Junction City late, ended up losing by 8 points, but senior quarterback Ashton Rice completed 15 of 18 passes, with classmate Easton Welch catching 8 of those balls for 71 yards and a touchdown. High-flying Hampton headed to Fordyce, but it's number 1 Fordyce the pick here by 21.
Other games in the 8AA, number 3 Junction City is at Bearden. Hootens.com likes the Dragons by 16 over Bearden this year. Parker's Chapel is a 27-point pick at Strong. Now to the 3AA, where the biggest contest this week has McCrory, number 13 in the rankings, facing off against 12th-ranked Cross County.
David, McCrory did not play the past 2 weeks, but 11 starters returned from quarantine on Tuesday, another one on Thursday. Cross County forced 5 turnovers last week at East Poinsett County, but committed 4 of its own and lost by 9 points. The pick here is McCrory on the road by 3 at Cross County.
Other games in the 3AA, Chris Earl, a 5-point pick at Cedar Ridge, and East Poinsett County gets the nod by 14 over Mark Tree on Hootens.com. Let's move to the 4AA, 8th-ranked Bigelow at home against Hector.
David, last week Bigelow whipped Whitman 47-9 by rushing for almost 500 yards. For Hector, senior tailback Ty Day has hit 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns in an all-state senior season. Hootens.com going with Bigelow by 28 over Hector.
Quitman at home, a 6-point favorite over Mountainburg. Hootens.com picks Johnson County Westside by just 2 over Yellville Summit. Magazine on the road, though, a big favorite. 35-point favorites at Conway Christian. Let's move to the 5AA. The number 2 team in the state plays there, Chris. It's the Gurdon Go Devils at home against Mount Ida.
David, in that 42-7 victory over Poen last week, Gurdon rushes for 400 yards. Jamison Threadgill, 14 carries, 209 yards. Hootens.com likes Gurdon by 33 over Mount Ida.
And also in the 5AA, Magnet Cove is picked by 13 at Cutter Morning Star.
America is best when we stand united around the grill and the protein choice of grill pros. Beef. Yes, beef. the perfect foundation to handle any taste. Tangy and sweet, spicy and bold. Every flavor perfectly savored. Join your fellow Americans in delicious celebration at UnitedWeSteak.com. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
Not all college ends with a bachelor's degree. There are shorter-term programs that help students get to work in a profession they love. Best of all, Arkansas needs qualified workers in these high-demand fields: healthcare, industry manufacturing, and information technology. There are scholarships such as Arkansas Workforce Challenge and Our Future that will help pay for classes. Apply today at scholarships.adhe.edu.
And thank you for spending your Halloween Eve with us. Be sure to click on Hootens.com this week for a feature on the First Community Bank Scholar Athlete of the Week, East Poinsett County senior Preston Raines. A lot of other good stuff on the site, too. If you want to spend...
It's time for Yellow Jacket football. The Yellow Jackets are coming off a great year, have high hopes for this year, and are making a step up in classification this season. So follow along for some exciting Clinton Yellow Jacket football action here on KHPQ. Tonight's game is brought to you by these fine sponsors: First Security Bank, Justin's Collision Repair and Towing, Conway Regional Medical Center, Joe Lee Chevrolet, The River Company Insurance, Blagg Law Firm, Davis Cash Lumber, Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Ozark Health Medical Center, Grassroots Equipment, and by all the fine Yellow Jacket boosters. Tonight's live video stream on YouTube and Facebook, brought to you by Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. The player of the game each week, brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust in Clinton. Now, let's join our announcers for tonight's game. KHPQ Sports Director Jeff Hall and announcer Mike Hawley. Get ready for tonight's Yellow Jacket football action on KHPQ.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff Hall. Mike Hawley joins me. Kelsey Robertson is in downtown Clinton. Sid King across the way. And our video engineer, Ryan Jones. We are live from Jim Tomlinson Field, just minutes away from the kickoff of, well, in any other year, we would say the most anticipated game of the season, except it's usually the first game of the season. So the kids just have to work through the winter and through the spring and the practice and the summer till they can point to this one. This year, they had to wait a little bit longer. We're in week 9 of the 2020 Arkansas high school football season. It's Clinton and Heber Springs. It's the battle of the Little Red. It's the rivalry renewed. The players are coming onto the field. There's been some extra activities through the school and the community this week. And even though the teams are coming in maybe with not quite the record that they'd hoped to here late in the season, they're ready for this one, I'm sure. Clinton and Heber Springs going to tee it up again here in 2020. And so you couldn't get any more excited for a late game season here in 2020.
Yeah, it's different this year. We're playing in week number 9. It's a little maybe the smallest crowd. A good crowd tonight for Clinton, but we've had standing room only for these games the last 4 years. But they were the first game of the year. But you definitely cannot discount the enthusiasm in the crowd for sure. And the Yellow Jacket fans are on their feet as the Yellow Jackets come onto the field. Yellow Jackets come into the game with a record of 1 win, 7 losses. Important thing, though, that win came last week. So they're coming off a victory with some confidence. They're 1-4 in conference play as they try to improve their playoff seeding. Heber Springs comes in the record of 2-6, and they come in off a victory last week over a Batesville Southside on the road. That was the shocking score last week in the 2-4A conference. The other victory was over Dover during the preseason. They are also 1-4 in conference play. So whoever wins tonight will definitely take a leg up on the other one in the standings. This is the 84th meeting between these two teams dating back to 1939. The Yellow Jackets hold a 40-38-5 lead in the series. The Yellow Jackets have won 4 straight coming into the ball game tonight, and they are looking to maybe stretch that to 5 games in a row. The record is 6, by the way, for Clinton. They won 6 games in a row over Heber Springs between 1945 and 1949. So, if you were looking in the paper today and see two teams that were 1-7 and 2-6, you wouldn't think much. But to these two communities, this is one of the best rivalries in the state of Arkansas. It combines proximity competitiveness in generations. There have been grandfathers, fathers, and grandsons have all played in this game for both teams, and we are ready to tee it up and get going.
Hey, I heard Barry Grooms and Randy Rainwater talking about this. They gave that record a while ago. I think they've been talking to you and get some stats and some information for the rivalry game this week. The kickoff fielded by the Yellow Jackets going to be returned up to about the 40. The offense will take over there. And so some good publicity for the ball game tonight from around the state and now here on 92.1 FM. Glad you could be with us. However, you are listening over the airwaves across north central Arkansas, even across the lake to Heber Springs. They might join us. 101.9's here tonight. Billy Morgan, Allie King Sugg, the radio station there, broadcasting, part of the Battle of the Little Red. Hopefully, if not, you can be online with us tonight, www.khpq.com. Anywhere in the world, you got friends or family, tell them to tune in and listen to the ball game. Going to open with a wing tee. Tobin goes under center. The handoff, I believe that's Jacob Hutto on the left side of center. He'll get about 3 yards up to the 43, almost the 44 for a good short gain pickup there. Also, if you've got a mobile device, a phone or a tablet, just download the Hot Country KHPQ app from the appropriate app store and then live stream the broadcast tonight. Hey, if you're in front of a TV or a mobile device, you can also video this year. Remember, courtesy of Cowboy Dodge, First Arkansas Bank and Trust, our sponsors, live stream going on the KHPQ Sports channel on YouTube or the KHPQ Facebook page, live video. It's Nick Epley with a handoff. He's got a first down across the 50, still on his feet to the Heber Springs 45. It's the first down of the night for the Yellow Jackets.
Probably one of the smaller Heber Springs teams we've seen in the last few years. They're small on the line of scrimmage. The Yellow Jackets have a size advantage up front. The last 2 weeks, both Ball Knob and Batesville Southside averaged 5 yards a carry against this Heber Springs defense. So look for the Yellow Jackets to try to establish the run game early and then maybe set up the pass later. And you can see Heber Springs loading up about 7 players, almost 8 players, within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Motion from right to left goes Brody Emerson behind Tobin. Quick handoff up the middle. Jacob Hutto, again, good yardage, up to about the 41, maybe the 40, about a 6-yard pickup on the first down carry. Bring up second down and 4.
Good job behind that right side of the line of scrimmage. We did that last week at Ball Knob early in the ball game. Ran behind that right side and then get 6 yards on first down. You can do a lot of things in that playbook. Yellow Jackets scored all their points last week, all 21 of them in the first half on 3 touchdown passes by Harley Tobin. And then the defense did the job in the second half, and the Yellow Jackets came out with a 21-15 win last week at Ball Knob.
Tobin goes back under center at the 40. Motion again right to left is Brody Emberton, the sophomore. The give is to Nick Epley again, going to the right side. This time he's met at the line. Spins back to the left side, and he'll duck and dive forward to the 39. He got a 1-yard pickup out of what could have been a no gain, a yard loss, and he's just spinning small enough to kind of slip away from those would-be tacklers.
Yeah, Heber Springs kind of overpopulated that time, that right side of the line of scrimmage. So then he tried to bounce back to his left and did get a yard out of nothing there. And the Yellow Jackets now facing a 3rd down and 3.
Tobin under center. Again, motion right to left behind him. He's going to fake a handoff, look to pass. Got the receiver down the sideline. It's Everton. He pulls it in. Pushed out of bounds at the 10. What a catch by Brody Emberton. And that'll go for almost a 30-yard gain and a Yellow Jacket first down.
Had 3 options on that. We run Epley out into the flat, which usually always works. He was covered. Yellow Jackets had 2 receivers streaking down the left side. And Tobin put a perfect ball into the window down here near the 10-yard line. A great catch by the sophomore Brody Emberton. And the Yellow Jackets are set up 1st and goal just inside the 10.
On the near hash, the left side, the home side. Handoff, Hutto up the middle. Stumbles a bit, keeps his feet. Goes to the 5. Jacob Hutto, he's picking up 3, 4, 5, 6 yards of carry tonight on first down. And Yellow Jackets have 2nd and goal.
And no huddle right back to the line of scrimmage does not allow Heber Springs the chance to substitute.
Epley and Hutto behind Tobin. Again is to Jacob Hutto. Again, the left side. He's near the goal line looking for a signal. And it's a touchdown. The Yellow Jackets, in less than 3 minutes, they drive it down the field. A 30-yard pass from Tobin to Brody Emberton. Hutto takes it in from the 5, and it's the Yellow Jackets 6, the Heber Springs Panthers 0.
Nothing fancy there, just straight ahead running. That's what the Yellow Jackets hope to establish tonight. And the Yellow Jackets drive 59 yards for the touchdown, all of it on the ground except for 1 great 3rd down pass for a first down by Tobin and Emberton, and that set up the touchdown, and Infante looks to add the extra point.
Aldrich Infante, the kick is up, and it's good. It's Clinton 7, Heber 0. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Well, I heard, again, 103.7 talking about the game before the ballgame, and they said, well, they talked about how much they're scoring, how much they're giving up. They said this might either be a shootout or a defensive struggle. It might go one way or the other. Well, the Yellow Jackets started just like they did last week, quickly.
Yeah, I think it's the third time in 4 games Yellow Jackets have scored first on their first possession. And the other time against Stuttgart, we drove it against that great defense down inside the 10 before we were turned over on downs.
Infante kicks down the field. It's going to hit at about the 15, go out of bounds at the 10. So Heber Springs will have the option of taking the football at the 35-yard line. They'll start their first offensive series there. Defense comes out on the field.
Defense had their best outing of the year last week at Ball Knob, held a Ball Knob team that averages 25 points a game to 15. Heber Springs would come out. Coach Wood, he's the first-year coach at Heber Springs, but he spent years and years at Pulaski Academy as a defensive coordinator. Spent 1 year last year at Russellville before taking over at Heber Springs. He brought the Pulaski Academy offense to Heber, so they're going to spread it out and run. You'll see 3 and 4 receiver sets. You'll see you running back. That's another Rubio in the backfield. We've seen several Rubio brothers over the years. He's lined up in the backfield. Sometimes he'll line up at the wing back spot, not in the slot, but in the wing. And when the ball is snapped, he'll run back toward the quarterback. They kind of call that the sniffer. And so you may see him take the ball going the opposite direction.
Here we go out of the shotgun, back at the 30-yard line. Motion from right to left. Handoff to the belly. Breaks it out to the left side at an angle across the 40 up to the 45. Looks like it'll be a first down at the Heber Springs 45.
Heber Springs had a hard time finding a quarterback early in the season. They went through about 3 different players at quarterback. They finally moved a wide receiver, Matthew Cook, a few weeks ago. They're probably their best athlete. They moved him to quarterback. Last week, he threw the ball 15 times, and he ran the ball 21 times. So they rely on the quarterback. He's probably not the most skilled, trained quarterback. He's a great athlete that was a receiver who moved to quarterback, and so we'll watch him. A lot of times when they pass, they like to roll him right or left and then throw the football.
Shotgun again. This time he's going to tuck it and run. He'll get around the right end, run into black and gold, red and white. He'll get up to the 49, about the 40, almost the 50-yard line, so pickup of almost 5 yards on the quarterback keeper.
And we saw him last night in the junior high game throwing a lot of quick outs, which we've seen over the whole season. I mean, those are basically just running plays. But now we see Rubio, who lined up in the backfield next to quarterback. Now he's split far wide to the right. So they'll do all type of formations. We'll see a lot of onside kicks. If you ever want to see Pulaski Academy play, at least tonight you'll see the Pulaski Academy formations. Yeah, they won't see probably the athletes that Pulaski Academy has, but you'll see that offense on display tonight.
A little different set there with receivers in motion, as you said. Quarterback shotgun snap, keeper again, this time going nowhere. Tackled at the 50. I think that's Ashton Hoyle on the tackle, no gain.
Yeah, some people in motion to the right and a quarterback keeper to the left, and Ashton Hoyle was not fooled. He held the line of scrimmage there and made the tackle. They've been hampered by turnovers this year. I think they turned the ball over 17 times through the first 7 ball games. So look for tonight. Last week they didn't turn it over against Batesville Southside, and in fact they blocked a punt that helped them on a short drive. So see if the Yellow Jackets can create turnovers.
From the 50, shotgun snap, roll to the right. 5 receivers in the pattern. Short pass caught across the 50 and a good tackle. I think that's Harley Tobin on the defensive side of things, not making the tackle, no first down. They get the football to the Yellow Jacket 47, but they're going to be about a yard, almost a yard and a half short.
Yeah, Tobin's, a lot of people didn't know he's had a nagging hamstring injury most of the year, so he's been playing offense. It's getting better. Last week against Ball Knob, he played in the secondary on defense, made some big plays, and he's out there tonight in the secondary against this passing Heber Springs offense.
They'll look to the sideline for the play to be signaled in. 8 seconds on the play clock. Get a snap. Kind of all 11 in tight. Got receivers just off the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff. Rubio inside. First down across the 45. Tackled forward to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, spread us out again with receivers. Put a receiver in motion. That pulled another guy out of the box, and then Rubio straight ahead for the first down. Another change on defense last week, too, is Jasper Burgess, who started the season at safety, moved outside linebacker. Now he's either playing defensive tackle or defensive end, and he had a great game last week at Ball Knob, getting to the quarterback. He is so quick.
I think I saw Hunter Johnson on that defensive line earlier, as well as Ashton Hoyle. Shotgun snap, looking to pass, looks left, now down the middle, and that one floats a little too high. Might have got away from him, up over across the 20-yard line. It's incomplete. Bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, they've got 3 receivers that have caught a lot of balls this year.
Also in that Yellow Jackets secondary, who have we called? We called Nick Epley, Spencer Bannister out there, Blaine Emberton as well.
Yellow Jackets 3 interceptions last week. 1 against Stuttgart. The Yellow Jackets have intercepted the ball 4 times in the last 2 games. Hopefully we can pick up some tonight.
Looks like they've got 4 receivers going to end up on the left side. Going to roll that way, going to throw it on the run. Caught at the 40, moving towards the sideline. Going to be tackled there, but looks to be up at the first down marker and should be good for another Panther first down.
That's kind of the play that Yellow Jackets run with the back out into the flat. That forces a linebacker to have to cover a receiver or a back. And so that's a tough matchup.
Well, they will measure this one. The tackle was on the visiting side of the field. Those where the chains are. So that's a pretty easy. Let's put the football down here and measure. Heber Springs looking across the way. They got a good selection of fans tonight. Their side not full again in the season when some stands fans have had to kind of stay away some on Friday nights. Yellow Jacket stands not full either, but a good crowd here on the home side. They do pick up the first down, and they've got the football at the Yellow Jacket 32-yard line.
This drive started at the Heber Springs 35 after Infante's kick went out of bounds, and now Heber's moved the ball down to the Yellow Jacket 32. Southside got 5 sacks last week against Heber, but he gets the ball away pretty quick.
Austin Lynch also in the secondary for the Yellow Jackets on the run. The middle across the 32, quarterback keeper. So we've seen him, that's at least I think his 3rd design carry tonight. So he's going to run out of the shotgun position, as is the quarterback.
A lot like Adam Martin the last 4 years for Heber Springs. Probably not quite as skilled yet as Adam Martin. But, Adam Martin was a tremendous passer, but also a tough runner. He's now at Arkansas Tech University playing football.
Second down and 4. Shotgun snap, keeper again up the middle. First down, big play across the 20, the 15. Looks to be inside the 15-yard line. And going to end up at the 14 and a first down for Heber Springs.
Yellow Jackets right now kind of concerned about the pass. And Heber Springs trying to run between the gaps there at the line of scrimmage with either Rubio or Matthew Cook, the quarterback.
They're on the far hash now, the visiting side. Motion from left to right. They'll put 3 receivers on that side of the field. Rubio in the backfield. He takes the handoff up the middle. Slips away from 1 arm tackle. Short gain. Looks to be up at about maybe the 10 or just short of the 10. Pickup of, we'll give him 3
Diego,
on the carry.
remember I think his brother Julio Rubio last year, he scored late in the ball game to pull Heber within 28-27, and the Panthers tried to go for 2, and the Yellow Jackets stopped them short for a 28-27 win. But there have been several Rubios over the years there at Heber Springs.
4 receivers on the right side. That's the white flag flies. Play blown dead. That's the first penalty of the night. False start. Had a lot of penalties last week, and that came at ball knob on both sides.
Yeah, we already have 10 penalties by now last week. That was a huge night of penalties. Yellow Jackets able to overcome them and get the victory. That'll back Heber up to make it 2nd down and 12. Each team has had the ball once here in the first quarter. We're down to the 4-minute mark.
Motion again to the right side, wide side. Keeper, quarterback, Cook, breaks out to the left side. He'll get up inside the 10, I believe. A little bit hard angle. It's about the furthest, one of the furthest spots on the field away from us. He'll get up to the.
They can bring about a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah. And those are just designed running plays for the quarterback. That's not the run-pass option. That's just the shotgun snap and tuck the ball and run to a hole.
Yeah, they don't use a tight end either, so that's just 2 guards, 2 tackles, and a center up there.
3 receivers now on the short side. That's the visiting side. Looking to pass. Going to throw it to the end zone. Up in the air. Couple defenders can't hang on, and the ball goes out of the back of the end zone. Back defending. I believe that's Spencer Bannister as well as Nick Epley.
Irvin's back there.
That's Vincent Irvin, and he's limping a bit coming up off the ground. He'll stay in the ball game. So now, interesting call here. It's 4th down and 6, and that will force the Panthers to take a timeout. They'll talk about it. Quick break. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
At First Security, we're proud of our home state. That's why we created a website that's all about Arkansas, just like us. Visit onlyanark.com for local travel, food, culture, sports, and so much more. You'll find everything from unique festivals to weekend plans to prize-winning recipes you'll pass off as your own. It's all in one easy spot, onlyanark.com. For all things Arkansas, visit onlyanark.com today. Brought to you by First Security, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reagan Gallagher, a board-certified neurosurgeon with the Conway Regional Neuroscience Center. If you are experiencing pain in your neck, your arms, your back, or your legs, or you have weakness with prolonged standing or walking, we can help you find the cause. At our Neuroscience Center, we have a comprehensive spine clinic to help you take control of these problems. For more information, visit our website at conwayregional.org or call 501-932-0352. You can always talk with your primary care physician about a referral to Conway Regional Neuroscience Center. We look forward to helping you improve the quality of your life.
Here we go, 4th and 6 out of the timeout. Panthers at the Yellow Jacket 9-yard line. 5 receivers going in motion. Cook in the backfield, shotgun, 17 seconds play clock. Now they're going to shift. 4 of the receivers back in tight just off the line of scrimmage, and Rubio is going to come back beside Cook. So, again, a tight formation. Now Rubio will bounce to the right side. 6 seconds on the play clock. Snap the football. There it is. Looking to pass. 5 receivers in the pattern. Rolls to the right, being chased. Throws it into the end zone. Diving. No. Incomplete. Incomplete. The ball is going to go over on downs to the Yellow Jackets. And the defense has held the Panthers out of the end zone.
Yeah, the penalty flag, I think, was an illegal shift. But that doesn't matter because the pass was incomplete on 4th down. The Yellow Jacket defense holds, and they'll take over at our own 9-yard line. Good job by the defense. Bent, didn't break, got down into the red zone, and then really tightened up. A good play by Vincent Irvin on 3rd down, and a good play by the Yellow Jackets secondary on 4th down. And let's see if the Yellow Jackets can get another drive going again like that first one.
Well, maybe also reminiscent of the ball game last week. Defense finished off the ball game with a 4th down stop, isn't it, to get the victory over Ball Knob. They come up with the first 4th down stop tonight to start the first drive, keep the Panthers out of the end zone. Wing T, far side of the field. Tobin, the handoff. I think that's Epley on the right side. Not much, might have got a yard or so.
Kind of like we saw last week at Ball Knob, they are really overpopulating the line of scrimmage with 4 and 5 down linemen and then 3 linebackers right behind them. That's one. If you get in that second level, you got something big, but you got to try to wedge it out and get some running room. But on the flip side, that opens up some passing lanes. And we saw earlier as Tobin hit Brody Emerton down here at the 10-yard line, set up a Yellow Jacket touchdown. Yeah, there's single coverage out here on Blaine Emerton.
Motion from right to left. Tobin's under center, takes the snap, drops back, wants to pass quickly. Caught. It's Epley Tackled at the 15. Good open field tackle. That will keep the Yellow Jackets short of the first down, but the throw and catch complete to bring up third down. And what do you say about 3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets?
That's a pet play we like, running Epley out into the flat. Usually catches it. It's usually good for 3 for sure, and if Epley can make a move, he gets up and he gets 6 out of it. And now the Yellow Jackets on a big 3rd down and almost 3. Sure don't want to give the ball right back to Heber Springs here. They want to get a first down, try to get away from the goal line.
Yellow Jackets lead 7-0 over the Panthers. There's 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Clock running. 3rd and 3, near hash, home side. Tobin under center. 2 receivers on the right. Going to throw it. And he tries to get Epley again coming out of the backfield, this time on the right side instead of the left. He zipped that one. That was kind of a fastball, and I don't know if he had a chance to get that one or not, but it's incomplete, 4th and 3.
Yeah, he was open. There's too much zip, as you said, on that one. Just need a little fine touch, and he would have had definitely the first down, maybe more. Now the Yellow Jackets forced to punt. Heber Springs, I said last week, blocked one at Batesville Southside that set up one of their touchdowns in a 22-17 victory over Batesville Southside.
And it looks like the Yellow Jackets will elect to have Aldrich Infante kick off the tee. The hold by Epley. They get it down. Infante will kick it down the field away from a would-be returner. It's going to bound at the 50. Stopped there. And the Panthers will have it at the 50-yard line for their second offensive series.
Good punt up by Infante. Kicked it away from the kick returner here on the near side. Up here at the 50-yard line. So that's about a 35-yard kick for the Yellow Jackets. And that'll set Heber up for their second possession at midfield. We'll talk about the Community Service Awards. I got the results of that. We can talk about that a little bit later. And also, it's another great year of giving for the Fight Like a Kid, Make a Wish, and both schools combined to basically to grant another wish.
Here we go from the 50. Cook in the shotgun at his own 46. Looking to pass, looking left, looking there. Oh, he fumble. He was about to be sacked. He dropped the football. Let's see who ends up with it. There's red and white and black and gold. Looking for the signal. It's Yellow Jacket football. The fumble recovered. I don't know if it was Ashton Hoyle or Jacob Hutto. I think it was Ashton Hoyle. They're congratulating him. So on the first down play for the Panthers, would-be sack turns into a fumbled offense for the Yellow Jackets back out on the field at the Heber Springs 42.
Yeah, he dropped back in the pocket. Yellow Jackets finally got pressure on the pocket. He didn't try to scramble, and the first Yellow Jacket to get to him knocked the ball loose, and Ashton Hoyle fell on it. And the Yellow Jackets are now set up at the Heber Springs 42-yard line.
And Tobin's going to go in the shotgun for this snap. 2 receivers on the right. Brody Emberton in the slot on the left. He puts it in the belly of Jacob Hutto. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be a 2-yard loss back to the 44-yard line.
They tried to spread them out with the receivers and then try to run through the gaps, but there was nothing there. Heber Springs definitely tough up the middle since that very first drive, though, when the Yellow Jackets were able to take it right down the field.
Panthers might have watched the tape from Ball Knob. I was impressed with Ball Knob, the game plan. At least they did hold their own fairly well against the Yellow Jacket rushing attack last week, and maybe the Panthers picked up some on that, at least what to do. Tobin in the shotgun, going to pass down the left side, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. And Blaine Emerton won't have a chance to pull that one in the field of play.
Yellow Jackets not using a tight end on that last formation, so basically it's 7-on-5 as Rubio cheats in from the outside linebacker spot. They got 4 down linemen and those 3 linebackers, and so they're kind of overpopulating the line. They may be stopping the run. Yellow Jackets looked to pass there, but that was out of bounds all the way.
Chase Blanton, Hunter Johnson on the left side of that offensive line for the Yellow Jackets. Alex Louder, the center. Tobin under center. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to pass the right side. Trying to come back to make the catch low off the turf was Blaine Emerton. It's incomplete. I don't know if Harley Tobin knew there was a Panther that was about to crash into him from behind just before he got that football off, but it's incomplete. It's 4th down and
good route run by Blaine Emerton. He went about a 10-yard out, and he was open, and Tobin made the pass before he made the break, and just the pass was just skipped to him. It's about a yard short.
Well, we're on the Panther side of the 50, so head coach Chris Dufran looks like he's going to go for it here. He keeps the same personnel out on the field. It's a wing T formation. Tobin is under center. Got to pick up 11 yards to keep the drive alive. Panthers show blitz. Looks like they want to step in a little bit, and coach wants a timeout. Head coach Chris Dufran, 24 seconds remain in the quarter. Let's keep it here. Yeah, tell folks about some of the things that went on this week and before the game tonight.
Yeah, both schools in a competition collected baby wipes and diapers. We've done that for several years. All that goes to the call in both counties. Heber Springs, I believe they did it by weight or number. Heber Springs had about 2,900. The Yellow Jackets were 2,800 and plus, so it was pretty close. And then both schools, this was not a competition. Both schools raised money for Make-A-Wish. Also, the local group is called Fight Like a Kid. And last year we sent a little girl, I believe a kindergarten student from Clinton Elementary, on a Make-A-Wish trip to Disney World. And this year both schools combined again to raise $9,000. Both Heber and Clinton to raise $9,000, and that'll grant another wish this year for a Lake area child that is eligible for the Make-A-Wish program. So another great year of giving by the students and the communities. And the football game just kind of caps off a whole week of activities. So we want to thank everybody for chipping in and helping.
4th and 11. Tobin under center. Brody Emerton in motion. Fakes the handoff, drops back 4 receivers in the pattern, wants to throw it deep down the middle of the field. A Panther, a Yellow Jacket, and it's incomplete up at the 10-yard line. The Panther defense holds, and the ball goes over on downs to Heber Springs after the Clinton defense recovered a fumble on the Panthers side of the 50, unable to advance, pick up a first down. So Heber Springs
give
back.
Heber credit. The Yellow Jackets were set up at the 42, had the momentum after the turnover, chance to maybe to go up 2 scores, and to give Heber Springs credit as they stopped the Yellow Jackets in 3 downs. That's now 2 straight possessions. The Yellow Jackets have went 3 and out. Now Heber has good field position at their own 43.
Well, there's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. The lead is Clinton 7, Heber Springs 0. So time for a play or 2 or 3, depending on how the Panthers want to do this. They look to the sideline. It's taking a lot of time. Play clock down to 6:5. They'll turn, get on the ball. They'll have to snap it pretty quick. We're at 3, 2, 1. They get it off. And I think they're going to be flagged for a false start, maybe just a second or a half a second before they might have got called for a delay of game. They get a 5-yard false start penalty. And that'll back it up to about the 38-yard line.
The official coming in from the sideline. Well, he's trying to say that Heber tried to call a timeout. He's the official closest to the Heber bench, and that's what I think he's going to give him a timeout.
Well, interesting. They take their second. No, that's their first timeout. Is that right? I thought they took one earlier. They've got Clinton with having used 2 timeouts.
They're not going to penalize Heber Springs. They're going to allow them to take a timeout. And so that'll be keep it 1st and 10 for Heber.
Well, again, we'll keep it here in just a moment. We'll take the break at the quarter. So we talked about this week. What about talk about the ceremony tonight before the football game?
Yeah, we had the honorary captains. We've done that each year. Yellow Jackets, Mike Maxwell 2 years ago, Park Parrish last year. And tonight it was Larry McCarty of Heber Springs. The people have been around here a long time. He's known as Larry Scoop McCarty, and he's a 1973 graduate of Heber Springs. Worked in journalism for 41 years at the Heber Springs Sun-Times is where he started, but he went to newspapers in West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Texas. In fact, at West Virginia, I was told he was the beat writer for the West Virginia Mountaineers. The year they played in the national title game, he was the beat writer that year. They went to the Fiesta Bowl. Retired, moved back to Heber Springs, and he covers Heber Springs football for a website called Marked in Time.
Here we go. Back to play. Cook looking to pass, has a little time. Now it's going to have to break out of the pocket. There's a flag down in the Yellow Jackets secondary. Cook's going to be tackled. Looks to be about, he might have picked up 2-3. Still behind the original line of scrimmage. 5 seconds on the clock. Flag came down in the secondary. It's going to be a holding call on the Yellow Jacket defense. They must have latched on to one of those would-be receivers and held him up. So we'll see.
Probably an automatic first down for Heber. Good job by the Yellow Jacket offensive line. Got pressure again on the quarterback, flushed him all the way to the sidelines, tackled him for a loss. But that's going to be wiped away here on the holding call against the Yellow Jacket secondary. We'll talk about the Clinton honorary captain, James Washington, next time we get a break.
Fisher will, he'll step it off from, looks to be to where Cook was tackled. So he gets the gain of about 3 yards, maybe 4, and then 10 yards to that. So 1st and 15. Now, I guess, are they going to keep the down and it'd be 1st and a yard?
It'll be 1st and 1, yeah.
Well, hey, the clock ran. We're at 0. First quarter. Yellow Jackets on top, 7-0. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
Back to action. We'll start the second quarter with the Panthers at the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line. In the shotgun is Cook, looking to pass again. Steps up in the pocket. Ball's up in the air. It's incomplete. He got hit on the throw. Ball went up and to the right, incomplete. And
3 straight possessions. The Yellow Jacket defensive line has got to the quarterback. One time the ball was knocked up in the air, but nobody could get to it. Free play kind of for Heber, though. They had 1st down and 1, so they were probably maybe looking for something deep there. Look for them to come back to a running play here.
Coach Joe Hudson signals in the defense. Yellow Jackets secondary. Let's put 3 on the left side, 1 on the right. Tobin's kind of in the middle of the field short. Nick Epley, middle of the field deep. Jacob Hutto's the linebacker spot, looking to pass again, looking to the right, over the head of the intended receiver at the 45-yard line. Incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd down and a yard.
Yellow Jackets trying to keep fresh defensive linemen on the field. Chase Blanton checks in. Zuniga, or Hutto checks out. So trying to keep fresh players in there.
Josh Witt back on that defensive line for the Yellow Jackets.
Heber Springs is a little bit enhanced tonight as their junior high season ended last night. So they brought up all their 9th graders on the far side over there.
Ball on the near hash just below us here on the home side at Jim Tomlinson Field. Shotgun snap, he's going to run. Up the middle, bounces out. 1st down, 40, 35, back to the middle field. 30, 25, still on his feet. The 20 to the sideline, tackled out of bounds at the 14-yard line. What that's going to go for 34 yards. A nifty run by the quarterback, Matthew Cook.
Yeah, all the wide receivers split wide. Rubio goes in motion. That takes another player out of the box, and it's just a quarterback draw. They just try to spread the defense out as much as they can, and then they get, if the Yellow Jackets now have 4 defensive linemen, they've got 5 blocking on 4 up there.
Good vision going down for the field. He used his cuts, used his speed, bide his time, found the route, and a big 1st down. Rubio in motion, takes the handoff left to right. He sees a little bit of a seam, breaks it outside. He'll get up to maybe the 12-yard line, a pickup of about 3 on the carry. Chase Blanton on the tackle, the senior for the Yellow Jackets.
And that stretch play with zone blocking just kind of keeps it moving to the right side. The offensive lineman picking up the nearest defender to block. And he gets almost 4 on 1st down.
In the shotgun. Quick pass on the right side, caught at the line of scrimmage, makes a move. The first man miss and pulled down. Another short gain. Looks to be up at about the 10. Pick up of 2. Going to bring up 3rd down for the Panthers.
See if the Yellow Jackets can make another stop here. Heber Springs drove inside the red zone down to the 9 on that first possession of the game. Yellow Jackets stopped them. See if they can do it here again.
Spencer Bannister gets credit for the tackle. He's a sophomore for the Yellow Jackets. He had an interception in that ball game against Ball Knob last week. Ball's on the far hash, the visiting side. Cook's got an empty backfield. Now motion from right to left. He's going to take the snap, run again up the middle. Not much there. So he runs into the defensive line of the Yellow Jackets. He'll get maybe to the 9. Jasper Burgess with the tackle, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Heber Springs. Looks to be 4th and a long 3, almost 4. They got the football at the Yellow Jacket 9-yard line.
Irvin back in the secondary. Hoyle back in along the defensive line. That was the best job the Yellow Jackets have done tonight against that quarterback draw, and now it's 4th and 4. A big play for the Yellow Jacket defense.
So get everybody kind of bunched in tight. Receivers up, 2 on each side. Rubio goes out of the backfield to the left. It's a handoff, though, right to left. Gets to the end, turns it up. It'll be a first down inside the 5, short of the goal line. Looks to be the 3-yard line. That'll set up 1st and goal for the Panthers.
That's that sniffer counter play. That guy lines up at a wing back. The quarterback and most of the receivers roll to the right. He's coming back to the left. It's a counter play, and that was a good call by the Heber Springs coaching staff over there. And they get a first down at the Yellow Jacket 3.
Cook in the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's pressured. Now Josh Witt tackles him back at the – no, he got loose. I called that too early. I looked away. Josh Witt was slinging him down at the 10. Now, something may have happened. The Yellow Jacket coaching staff's pointing backwards somehow.
Josh Witt had him, pulled him backwards. I don't know if the Yellow Jackets thought his forward motion was stopped.
And look, if the officials let the play stand, he's up just short of the goal line, which will bring up 2nd and goal, and that's the call.
Wow.
We need a replay from our video engineer Ryan Jones on how that happened on the KHPQ Sports YouTube channel or KHPQ Facebook. But Panthers, they're right there, looking to put their first points to the board on the night. Cook's going to keep it, lowers his shoulder, his head. He's into the end zone. Clinton 7, Heber Springs 6. 8:43 remaining in the second quarter.
Straight ahead running after they got to the goal line there, and Rubio's into the end zone. Cuts the lead to 1 with 8:43 left. Watch the Heber Springs kicker in warm-ups. He was either on or off. He was either really off on the extra point or he boomed it through. We'll see what he does here on a cold, wet night.
The 3, the hold will be at the 10. The kick is short. Is it over the crossbar? It is. We're tied at 7 in the Battle of the Little Red. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Well, speaking of Cowboy Dodge and Cowboy Chevrolet, if you're looking outside around the track here at Jim Tummelson Field, you'll say, how do those people get to park on the track tonight? Boy, they got close to the stands. Well, that's Cowboy Dodge and Cowboy Chevrolet out of Heber Springs. They've got vehicles out on the track tonight to kind of showcase the Battle of the Little Red.
Beware the onside kick here. And they'll do it all different formations.
From the 40. Well, this one will go down the center of the field, a little bit low, fielded at the 20, the 25, back to the 30. I think that's for the Yellow Jackets. That is Cody Davis on the return. He'll get it up to the 33-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets will have it there. Been stopped on fourth down, time or two. Had to punt the football earlier. They did score on their first possession of the night. Took it down the field.
After driving 59 yards on the first possession, the Yellow Jackets have had nothing on the last two plays. They've been 3 and out twice. You got to get something going again on offense.
Tobin under center. The handoff is to Epley. Gets the right side, bounces out the end, turns it back up the middle, gets to the 40-yard line. A nice gain, a pickup of 7 for Nick Epley.
Jester Burgess that time lined up at tight end, made a good block here on the near side. Jasper, our player of the game last week, what a ball game he had. He had 6 catches, had a touchdown, and had some great plays at defensive end. In fact, he made a tackle on their good running back late in the ball game, right before he threw the interception that ended the ball game.
He's at the tight end on the right side. Tobin takes a shotgun snap. He's going to run, gets to the end, turns it up. Panthers take him down. Might have got to the 41. He's short of the first down. Should bring up third down, and well, they're going to give him the 42. So that'll make it just third down and a yard to go. Yellow Jackets at their own 42.
Yellow Jackets use their own quarterback draw that time. Tobin's got good feet, got speed, and he gets up near the first down marker. But I look tonight, occasionally see the Yellow Jackets maybe run a quarterback sneak too, because well, they are covered it now, but normally they don't cover the center.
That's the call. Tobin keeps it. He'll get a push, and looks like he's got the first down. I got an official all the way up at the 44, and that'll be good for a Yellow Jacket first down.
Good to get a first down again after that first series of the ball game. Yeah, maybe Yellow Jackets. Blaine Emberton checks in. He had a touchdown pass last week along with his little brother Brody Emberton in that ball knob game. Now Epley lines up in the slot.
2 receivers on the left side of the field. Tobin's in the shotgun. Gets the handoff to Brody Emberton. He'll turn it up across the 50. Looks like he'll get to the, 47-yard line. That's going to be a pickup.
Let's play. We saw him practice this week. It's kind of lines up, and Brody's lined up at the wing back. Tobin takes a snap, comes to his right. Tobin's going back to his left. It's a shuttle pass. A lot of people don't know. We saw it last night at Hebron in the junior high game. If that shuttle's not caught, it's not a fumble. It's just an incomplete pass. So it's a pretty safe play to run. Yellow Jackets get almost 8 yards on first down.
Landon Ross brings the play in. Emberton takes it. Tobin with a shotgun, He's going to run again. This time he's got the first down. He's across the 45 up to the 43. So now the Yellow Jackets moving the chains. And they've got it on the Panther side of the 50. Driving left to right towards Yellow Jacket Arena. Driving towards that full moon tonight. It's a picturesque night here for the final home game of the football season here at Clinton High School. Tobin in the shotgun again. Jacob Hutto to his right. Inside pitch again, as you said. Shuttle pass to Emberton. This time he's weaving his way up to the 35-yard line. He gets another about 8-yard pickup. Goes Brody Emberton.
I think we're seeing maybe some of those outside linebacker safety types for Heber scooting up, crowding the line of scrimmage, and they're running away from him with that little shovel pass going from right to left. Heber's kind of showing blitz over here on this left side, and that's another good play call, and gets 6 yards on first down.
Tobin takes the snap, quick pass left side, caught by Epley. First down, breaks away from a tackler down the sideline. It'll take 2 and a third Panther to bring him down. Nice throw, yards after the catch. He's inside the 20, looks to be up at about the 18. We'll give him 19 yards on the throw and catch.
Yeah, Epley once again was lined up at wide receiver, but that was really almost like him as a running back because the pass was out there so quickly, and then it was up to them for Nick to make his move, and he gets down inside the 20-yard line, down near the 15. Another first down for Clinton.
Ball's on the far hash, the visiting side.
Now he's lined up on the right side.
Tobin's going to keep it again, just the right side. Gets away from a tackle in the backfield. A second at the 15. A third will take him down at the ankles, up at the 14. Pickup of 2, maybe 3. There's a flag on the field at the 15-yard line, and it's going to be a holding call on the Yellow Jackets.
Hate to see that. The Yellow Jackets are moving. We talked about all year long. Don't want to get penalties and get these long yardage situations. The Yellow Jackets, that'll bring that one back, probably make it about 2nd down and 20 before they mark it off. That time Epley was lined up on the right side of the field. They've been moving Nick around, trying to get him into space, use his speed. Going to make it more, what about ball at the 16?
Tobin goes under center now, crouches low. Where'd the football go? It goes to Epley, gets left side. He makes a move, makes a miss. Out near the sideline, tackle there. Looks like he got up to the inside the 20, maybe all the way up at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, he may got all the way back to the line of scrimmage. Good run that time. He had about a maybe 6-7 yard gain, then he dipped to the outside and made more, and I think he did. He got all that back to the original line of scrimmage, so now 2nd down and 10.
Right back at the 16. Tobin back in the shotgun. Hutto to his left. Gives it to Hutto. He'll go to the right side, meet the Panther defense, and go down. Not much for Jacob Hutto. Looks like he got to the 15. Bring up 3rd down and 9. Now this may be 4-down territory. Yellow Jackets inside the Panther 20, facing 3rd down and 9. Or was it Cody Davis on the carry?
Yeah, Cody Davis on the carry. Once again, Heber cheating up the outside. Yellow Jackets maybe hoping to pop the line of scrimmage there, but Heber made the tackle after a couple of yards, and Epley now's lined up in the slot. Maybe look for Jasper Burgess coming across the middle.
They're going to blitz from the end on the right side. Good block, picks it up, going to throw it back. And it's either a fumble or an incomplete pass as they sling Jasper to the ground. And when they swung him around, the ball came out. It's incomplete. 4th and almost 9, maybe 4th and 8.
Yeah, Burgess lined up on the left, a tight end, drug across the field. Had the catch, ball knocked away by Heber. Now it looks like Infante may come onto the field, try next field goal here. It'll be probably his first field goal attempt of the season. No wind tonight. I have seen him kicking from as far as 48 out here at practice. And this will be, 33 yards for the senior.
Oh, they'll snap it.
And it was going to be a fake.
And is a timeout on the Yellow Jackets? Or a penalty?
Never saw a flag.
They gave
that was going to be a fake if you noticed it. They snapped to Nick Epley. He's going to throw it over his shoulder to Infante, and Infante is on the track team. He's one of the sprinters, and he can fly. And that was going to be a fake, and somebody got a timeout and got it stopped.
Timeout comes with 4 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's Clinton 7, Heber Springs 7 in the Battle of Little Red. I guess this is is this the 5th rendition, at least, of the trophy game when they things got going just a few years back. Kind of got going with the Lake radio station, 101.9, and also Sid King at KHPQ. They got the athletic directors, the staffs, the schools, the communities on board, and here we are 5 years later. Just adds just a little bit extra spice to a game that was already spicy for the last 80 years or so. Well, Infante's back out looks to be an extra point attempt. It's a high snap. They get it down. Infante's got a good kick. It's down the field, and it's through the uprights. That's going to go down as a 32 or 33-yard field goal. It puts the Yellow Jackets back on top, 10-7. The fireworks explode in the end zone. We'll take a short break. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. F.L. Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. F.L. Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Are you ready to change your life? I'm Dr. Tony Manning with Conway Regional Surgical Associates, and we're excited to offer the laparoscopic gastric sleeve procedure, also known as weight loss surgery. Benefits include better sleep, reduced reliance on medications, weight loss, and so much more. Join me at Conway Regional on the first Monday of each month for our free bariatric surgery interest meetings. Call 501-327-4828 for more information or follow Conway Regional on Facebook. Make a change today for a healthier you.
Infante right back out there to carry off the board. He's going to kick this one high down the field. Fielded at the 15 for the Panthers. Back to the 20, the 25. Across the 30, the 35 still on his feet. Up to the 37-yard line. Panthers will have the football with 3 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Defense
Rubio's dangerous. The Yellow Jackets kicked it to him that time. He got it back out to the 37-yard line, and that's where Heber will take over. We were talking. Fielder Dufresne had a field goal. I'm trying to remember the last few field goals. We had his name escapes you now. He was a lineman that was also the kicker. He had a field goal. But that would have been a good probably from 40-something yards out.
And the Panthers, it looks closer to the 38. That's what the scoreboard says. Inside handoff across the 40, maybe the 42-yard line. Goes Rubio. And 4 on the carry. Jacob Hutto on the tackle.
The Jackets would love to get a stop here, maybe get the ball back one more time before the half. With about 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. It's been a quick first half of play.
Heber Springs on the far hash. The visiting side looks like they want to put 3 receivers on the wide side of the field, 2 on the right. Empty backfield for Cook, the quarterback. He'll take the snap, look left, look right, throw it that direction. Caught about the 44. Down the sideline, first down. Might have made it across the 50. See where he went in bounds. It looks to be at the Yellow Jacket 49. That does stop the clock.
Heber kind of getting a little quicker release now. After those last couple of series, Yellow Jackets were getting some pressure on the quarterback, so they may be going to a shorter passing game so he can get rid of the ball quicker.
At the Yellow Jacket 49.
Snap clock down to 5.
Cook looking to pass, looks left, going to throw it that way. A lot of traffic, goes up high, makes the catch. Comes down at the 34 for a first down. Had 2 or 3 Panthers not too far away. Had 2 or 3 Yellow Jackets in the area. But going up high to make the catch.
Nathan McKee with the catch. He's one of the top receivers. Yellow Jackets had 3 guys in the area, but the receiver, McKee, was the only player in the area that saw the ball coming. Everybody else had their back kind of turned to the quarterback.
Still a lot of time. 2 minutes, 50 seconds in the second quarter. Heber Springs has 2 timeouts. Cook's in the shotgun. A little bit of a low snap. Wants to pass. He's going to throw it on the right side. Floats it a little bit. And does he still make the catch? He does. Boy, that one, it took a while to come down. And
actually, the terribly underthrown actually played in his favor. The Yellow Jackets had coverage over the top. That's where the pass would have been intended to. The pass, I don't know if one of our rushers got a piece of his arm, but that ball was really underthrown. Actually helped Heber.
Second down and 1. Clock running. 2:15. Up at the Yellow Jacket. Looks to be the, 26-yard line. Cook looking to pass again. Pocket collapsing. Josh Witt. Flag on the play. That might be a face mask. I don't know.
Well, Josh Witt with his quick feet got to him for another big loss, but it's going to be the face mask.
Official right there, just yards away, able to see that one. So certainly something, not intentional, but sometimes when you're reaching around to make that tackle, you kind of inadvertently maybe grab that face mask.
That's twice we've got him for a big loss. Both times that was a penalty, and the other time we had a holding in the secondary. That would have been a really big play by the Yellow Jacket defense there.
Yeah, that's good. Excuse me. That's going to go for 15 yards, so that is a big penalty. It's going to move it all the way up to the Yellow Jacket 19-yard line. 10-7 is the Yellow Jacket lead. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remain in the second quarter. Panthers with a first down. They've got 2 timeouts.
Yellow Jackets be able to get pressure without having to blitz. That's a good sign, but got to get that Heber offense off the field.
Shotgun snap, going to pass again. Steps up, throws it, across the middle, incomplete. Couldn't pull that one down. May have been just a little bit behind him, so couldn't pull it in. Coverage also from behind. And
that time we brought a little late blitz from Chase Blanton up the middle, a delayed blitz. I think that forced him to throw it a little quicker than he wanted to, and the ball was short.
You know, I want to say the Panthers early have success on the ground running the football. They're kind of throwing the football now more than passing, even when it seems like they've got some time here. And the clock, 2nd down and 10. We saw Cook run earlier, but he's throwing the ball. He's going to throw it deep down the right side into the end zone, maybe out of the end zone, at least to the side. It's incomplete. And 3rd down and 10. Again, pressure. Yellow Jackets there. Cook's kind of staying in the pocket, and then the Yellow Jacket linemen, they're just about to get to him, and he's getting the pass off. But you're seeing those Yellow Jacket defense players. They're in that Panther backfield tonight.
Yep. Like I said, Southside sacked him 5 times last week. The Yellow Jackets have gotten pressure. Got him down a couple of times, got him down a couple more times that were wiped out by penalties. Now it's a big 3rd and 10 for Heber Springs.
Receivers in tight this time. Cook's going to roll to the left, wants to pass, short, caught, but goes down on the turf at the 16-yard line. Only a 3-yard pickup, so it's going to bring up 4th and 7. 4th and 7 for the Panthers. Clock running, 1:28.
Big play for the Yellow Jacket defense because Heber Springs gets the ball to start the second half. You don't want to give them back-to-back possessions here, and it's 4th down and 7. They need to get a stop here and get them off the field.
A 3-point lead. We want to keep it. They can get a stop here. Cook takes the snap. Wants to pass. 5 receivers. Rolls left. Pressure. He's going to run for it. He's got a 1st down. Up across the 10, up to the 5. Takes Bannister. Comes in low to make the tackle. Exactly 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Panthers at the Yellow Jacket 5.
Yellow Jackets defensive line. The secondary did their job. There was nobody open. And the Yellow Jacket defensive line kind of got sucked up into the middle. He had to flush out of the pocket over here to the right side, and we had one shot at him at about the 10. Couldn't make the tackle. He gets the 1st down. Now Heber Springs is stood up inside the Yellow Jacket 10, down at the 4-yard line.
Spread the field. 2 receivers wide to the right, 2 on the left to the sideline. Rubio goes in motion out of the backfield. Cook rolls to the right, wants to pass. Caught, short flag on the play. He's into the end zone. This may be a holding call on the Panthers. We'll see if this one comes back. That is the call that will negate.
That could be a big one, too. The flag is laying at the 13. That could mark it all the way back to the 23. And it wipes out the touchdown. That was way back in the quarterback had rolled way back to his right.
I looked late. I'm not sure. I don't know if Josh Witt was back in that area or not. I don't know if he's the one that was held or not. So Heber Springs had it at the 5, and they will step this one off back to the 20.
They marked it from the 10. The flag was laid on the 13, but we'll take it. That doesn't wipe out the touchdown. Heber Springs still has 2 timeouts, so time's not a factor.
Keep the down the same. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun snap. Cook to pass again. Throws it into the end zone deep. If he hangs on, it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Pretty catch in traffic. Couple of defenders there, couple of Panthers, but it's a touchdown for Heber Springs, and they now lead for the first time tonight, 13-10.
Sophomore Easton Cusick on the catch. They had a couple of defenders in the area. Yellow Jacket rush almost got to him, but give the credit to the receiver. He made a catch with a couple of guys around him. Yellow Jackets drove him to the ground, tried to knock it loose, but couldn't do it. Now Heber Springs will have their first lead of the ball game.
On for the extra point attempt. It's up, and it's good. 14-10, 38 seconds remain when we return. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment. Wherever the river flows and however the game goes, the River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back, the professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price, whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive. The team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Well, there's 38 seconds to go. Heber Springs will kick it off. You talked about earlier tonight, they like the onside kick. They didn't do it on an earlier opportunity. I don't know if they do it now. They might try to play field position and get the football down the field, not give the Yellow Jackets anything in close. They'll kick it on the ground down the field across the 30, fielded at the 25. Nick Epley starts left, turns it up, and he gets up to the 40-yard line. So a nice return, good field position. There's 33 seconds left, but the Yellow Jackets utilized all 3 timeouts in the first half, so they can't stop the clock. If the tackle on a play is made in the field of play, they would have to rely on the ball going out of bounds, incomplete passes, or first downs to move the chains.
And Infante is a weapon. We saw earlier when he hit that 33-yard field goal. So if you get the ball, down near the 20, down near the 25, got maybe a shot for a field goal before the half. Heber Springs gets the ball to start the second half, so that was a big touchdown by Heber.
Tobin's under center. They give us to Epley. Moving to the right side to the end. Turns it up. Makes a move. 50, 45. Breaks it out towards the sideline. 40, and he gets out of bounds. And you couldn't ask for any better play on the run by Nick Epley. Boy, he's low to the ground. He kind of uses his shoulder. He can make those guys shift when they're thinking about coming up and tackle to him. And then he just broke to the sideline. And he's all the way up to the Heber Springs. What do you say? That's about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, smart play by Nick Epley. He got 15 yards, and then he knew they had the angle on him, so then it was a race to the sideline to get out of bounds. And he got down to the Heber Springs 38-yard line. If the Yellow Jackets maybe could pick up another 10 yards, they have a realistic shot at a field goal.
Tobin in the shotgun. 5 receivers in the pattern. Down across the middle of the field. Caught up at the 25.
Don't go backwards.
Brody Emberton. He's going to be tackled.
And stop the clock for the first down.
There you go. 16 seconds on the clock.
He caught it and backed up. He had a first down and he backed up. Then he got the first down, so that stops the clock. You can't spike it, though, from the shotgun, so we're going to have to run a play here.
There they go, 12 seconds. Got to get it off. It's Tobin, 10 seconds. Pass deep down the right side. Jasper Burgess. And it's knocked away up inside the 5. Stops the clock with 6 seconds to go. The football is at the
this will be a 41-yard field goal from here.
You said earlier that first field goal could have been good from 40. Well, that's the call here for head coach Chris Dufresne.
You're probably looking maybe for a quick out, either catch it, step out of bounds.
Field goal.
But
that's the call. Field goal for Aldrich Infante. He's 1 for 1 tonight on field
Give Epley
goals.
credit. That last field goal, that snap was high, and Epley got it like a shortstop and pulled it back
5
down.
seconds on the play clock. 4 seconds. Oh, they're trying to get in position. Well, they snap it. They do just in time. Infante's going to – oh, it's up. It's high. And it's good. Infante with the field goal. With 2 seconds remaining in the first half. I hope you were watching on TV. You had to see how they had to rush in the last 5 seconds to get in final position, to get that snap, and for Infante to get in his position, and he still boots it deep and high down the field, 14-13.
Well, what a kick, as you said it, just to get on the field in time, to get it set up. And then Infante was still trying to get his steps lined up, and the ball was snapped, and Aldrich can really kick the football, and that was 41-yard field goal. Probably had another 5 yards on it, and able to give him time to set and kick it. It would have been from 50 yards out. And the Yellow, that's huge because that makes it a 1-point game. Heber gets the ball to start the second half. We'd still be within 1 score. And so what a play by Aldrich Infante. You have to go back in the record book to find 2 field goals in one game. We've never seen 2 field goals in one game.
Probably in the
and they tell me Nate Tomlinson was a great kicker back in the late 60s, early 70s, and he may have kicked a couple in a game before. And but Aldrich Infante, wow, the Yellow Jackets got the ball at the 41-yard line. A long run by Nick Epley and a pass over the middle to Brody Emberton, and the Yellow Jackets had just enough time, 2 seconds left, to get off a field goal, and now look for them to kind of skip it along the grounds here and run out the first half.
From the 40, he is going to kick it towards the sideline, and Rubio will field it inside the 20. Clock's going to expire. He's tackled there. The first half comes to an end. The teams traded the lead. Heber Spring's going to go in the locker room with a 1-point lead at halftime, but what a field goal by Infante, and with 2 seconds to go, and that puts a spark, I'm sure, into the crowd, into the football team, and they'll go in and talk about it at halftime. It's the Battle of the Little Red. It's a 1-point football game. How much fun is this? Hey, let's take a break, step away from the mic for a few moments, but stay with us. And also, if you're getting a chance to watch, I think the camera's running during halftime, so watch things here for the halftime activities going out on the field. You're listening to KHBQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment.
The live broadcast of tonight's Yellow Jacket football game is brought to you by these Yellow Jacket boosters: Krause Saw and Supply, TLC Bookkeeping, Regions Bank, Elite Automotive, Artelco, Miller Sanitation, Scarberry Insurance, Lana's Flowers, Clinton Drug, CarQuest, Warren Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thank you to all of these Yellow Jacket boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Raymond Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Raymond Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing, and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in north central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing, and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair, Towing, and Recovery, 745-2992.
The live broadcast of tonight's Yellow Jacket football game is brought to you by these Yellow Jacket boosters: Clinton Physical Therapy and Fitness Center, Clinton Stockyard, Pottery Shop, Canada Abstract, Dr. Kyle Hensley and staff, Main Street Florist, Clinton Real Estate, Johnny's Automotive, Webb Family Auction, American Home Pharmacy, PEH Supply. Thank you to all of these Yellow Jacket boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
We have partnered with Carti to bring world-class cancer treatment to Van Buren County.
Some chemos are between 1 to 2 hours to 8 hours. So when patient is sick, diagnosed with the cancer, traveling to Little Rock, that's a pretty long day for sick people.
Back in the old days, you had to get on the interstate, go to Conway or go to Little Rock to get your chemo treatments. My mom, for a year and a half, was able to take them right here in Clinton, Arkansas. Big peace of mind for my mom.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment.
At First Security, our team is proud to be only in Arkansas. In fact, we've been committed to our home state since 1932. Why does that matter? Banking with First Security means that you get friendly service from local professionals right where you live. Decisions are made here, and so are relationships. From personal banking to business to mortgage, First Security is here for you. First Security, only in Arkansas. FSBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Raymond Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Raymond Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Are you suffering from painful varicose veins? I'm Dr. Brock King with Conway Regional Surgical Associates. I have been performing varicose vein surgery for the last 15 years. The benefits of this in-office procedure include reduced pain, increased mobility, better sleep, and much more. Join me at Conway Regional for a free vein mapping and get started with a treatment plan to fit your needs. Call 501-327-4828 for more information. Let's get you back on your feet. Schedule an appointment today.
And we're back halftime at Jim Tomlinson Field here, a 14-13 ball game. The band's getting ready to play. I think the cheerleaders were out just moments ago on the field here at halftime on the coolest night, I guess, of the season that we've had for football. We're going to dip down into the 40s tonight before the ball game's over. We might already be over there. I see space heaters going in the stands tonight. I don't think we saw that years ago, Jay Chalk, when we were playing. I don't know. Fans are pretty creative these days with heaters or canopies or things like that. Cameras in the stands, video cameras going. So I don't know. You know, Jay, we talked about tonight. We always talk a little history when it's Clinton and Heber and how important that game is. And this a year when the teams, you know, probably don't have the record that they've been accustomed to as far as win-loss the last few years. You know, Clinton's coming off their winningest class to ever play football. They won like 34 ball games or 35 in 3 years. And this year a little bit of a down year. Heber Springs a little bit of a down year too. They've only won 2 games, but again, the rivalry's intense. I remember back when you and I played, sometimes our records, schools weren't always as maybe what we liked them to be either, but Heber Springs was always a big ball game. It was about week 8 in the season. It might be homecoming, and that was one we always looked forward to playing.
Yeah, no, I think we were all pretty much always successful. You know,
remember Jeff Hall running around scoring touchdowns, running the wishbone, but we did. I try to think back about when we might have lost to them. I'm being serious. I think maybe my sophomore year was probably in like '84. They had a pretty good team, and but the other 2 years, in my high school years, we won, and so yeah, I do. But it's always a good ball game for sure.
I don't know if that was my senior year or before you left. I know head coach Mike Maxwell, I think there was some challenge that week that he was going to dance on the field after the football game if we won, and I think we won a close one. That might have been my senior year. I'm not sure. It might have even went overtime or something like that, and so that was a little extra fun that night. But still, I'm sure you have good memories and looking out on nights like this on the field.
Yeah, and Heber's a great community too, but the rivalry that's built up in the week before it, for all the charities is really cool, and we've got to come back next year and win those 2 charity events. So.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit during the break. I know that between the school-sponsored activities and the community activities and the fundraising and the Fight Like a Kid for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the schools have raised a lot of money over the last. This is, I guess, the 5th installment of the trophy part of the football game and everything that's gone along with it extra through the years. So I know this year's kind of different from everybody from a COVID standpoint, but glad to see that we could still do some of those things this week and build some anticipation, not just on the football field, but around the classroom, the campus, and even the community itself.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the kids be able to give back to their community and doing good for other people's outside the school, and it's to help build them to where hopefully lifelong through their the rest of their life they'll give to charitable events and participate and be great community members.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Football got a few more weeks. We have our last road game at Lone Oak, and then the Arkansas Activities Association, they're getting the playoffs set up. We may have a playoff game for the Yellow Jackets coming up in a couple of weeks, so we'll see how that would work out. Basketball's just right around the corner across the way at Yellow Jacket Arena. Any other things going on around the campus that we could tell folks about? It doesn't necessarily have to be athletics or academics or a COVID update or just anything that folks should know.
Yeah, we've done really well. I mean, the kids, as far as wearing the mask and social distancing, and we've got a lot of influx of kids back that were in the virtual learning environment that have come back to school, and I know our teachers are just thrilled to death to have them back. And I think right now I get a daily update from our point of contact on the virus, and we only have 6 kids in the district who quarantined because they've been around someone who tested positive for the virus, but no active cases and nothing to worry about. And it's been that way for probably about 3 weeks now. So we're doing well, and everybody's staying healthy.
Yay. Well, as we're looking forward to, there will be in November next week. Folks start thinking about the holidays, November and December. I know that the holiday schedules for college coursework and things are all different this year. More time off, maybe going home. I don't know. Is that affecting the high school calendar any as folks look to November and December?
Well, as far as football goes, we'll make a decision sometime this week and find out about if we are eligible for the playoffs and if we're going to play, and we'll of course release that information as fast as we can. So,
yeah. Well, thanks. That's Jay Chalk, Clinton High School Superintendent, fullback linebacker from the class of 1986 here at Jim Tomlinson Field. And let's go out in the second half. And, we got a good game. It's a 1-point contest, a big, exciting field goal. I don't know if we kicked many field goals back in those years. Field goals seem to be few and far between.
Yeah. They were a lot different back then. I remember Donnie Crowell had the straight-toed, steel-toed shoe with his heel tied up, and he booting it straight away. So it's changed a lot since then. Yeah.
That's right. He was one of the we talked about earlier tonight. Just in the years we've been doing this, one of the years there was a lineman that kicked the football, and you go back to Donnie Crowell. There was a lineman back then too that could boot it. Yeah. So good memories. Well, thanks Jay Chalk for visiting with us, and let's go root them on in the second half.
Yeah, and thank you, Jeff. You all do a great job. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, a quick break. Back to the studio. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes. The River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. F.L. Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. F.L. Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. F.L. Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. F.L. Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Ozark Health is a wonderful diamond in the rough, I call it.
Living in a rural community, having access to healthcare is critical. It has been a blessing to our community.
Not that I want to go to the hospital, this last place that I really want to go, but this is a place I'd recommend to anybody.
There's nothing like the individual care that you get here. It's phenomenal.
Our purpose for being here is to serve people. It fills me with pride that we're able to do that.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
At First Security, we're proud of our home state. That's why we created a website that's all about Arkansas, just like us. Visit onlyanark.com for local travel, food, culture, sports, and so much more. You'll find everything from unique festivals to weekend plans to prize-winning recipes you'll pass off as your own. It's all in one easy spot, onlyanark.com. For all things Arkansas, visit onlyanark.com today. Brought to you by First Security, member FDIC.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment.
Jeff Hall back at Jim Tumbleson Field, halftime with the Battle of the Little Red. It's Heber Springs 14, Clinton 13 at the half. Clinton scored first, took a 7-0 lead. Heber Springs came back to tie the game at 7, then scored with a minute to go in the first half to go up 14 to 10, or 14 to 10, and the Yellow Jackets took over at the 41-yard line with 30 seconds left. Got down to the 20. To the 30, well, make that the 24-yard line, then lined up for a 41-yard field goal. That Ulrich Infante hit with 2 seconds before the end of the half, and we're now sitting with a 14-13 lead here at the half. Before the ball game, had several festivities, including raising over $9,000 between the two schools for Make-A-Wish Foundation and Fight Like a Kid. Also, the raising diapers and baby wipes for the calls of both Van Buren and Cleveland County. We also saw the honorary captains. We mentioned the Clinton honorary captain tonight, and that was James Washington. And James Washington was among the first group of local African-American students to attend Clinton High School after it was integrated in the 1960s. James was a gifted athlete, lettered in 3 sports, football, basketball, and track between 1968 and 1971. In 1970, James helped lead the Yellow Jackets to an undefeated season, including 3 wins that year over top 10 teams, Atkins, Harding Academy, and Berryville. The Yellow Jackets got as high as number 4 in the state of Arkansas, the first time they were ever ranked in school history. And the Yellow Jackets made their first ever playoff appearance in 1970. In fact, when the regular season ended at 10-0, the Yellow Jackets were the only small school team in the state of Arkansas that was undefeated at the end of the regular season in 1970. That year he gained 1,208 yards, made 17 touchdowns, and scored an amazing 108 points on the season. Only a few Yellow Jackets have ever done that. Judd Avey back in the 1950s. Philo DeFran did that just about about 5 years ago. But it's only been done a few times. 108 points on the season. He was named the Ozark Conference's most outstanding back. And as we talked about earlier in the week, on this field in 1970, a heated game between Clinton and Heber Springs. The Yellow Jackets were undefeated. Heber tied the game late in the fourth quarter at 14-all, and the Yellow Jackets, they had them backed up to the to their own 29-yard line, and it was second down and 21. And according to the story I read from Nate Tummelson, James Washington came to the huddle, and he said, "I'm tired of this. Y'all block." And on the very next play, he took it 71 yards for a touchdown to put the Yellow Jackets ahead, 21-14. And 2 plays later, he intercepted a Heber Springs pass, which sealed the victory for the Yellow Jackets. James Washington went on and played in his senior year, had a 224-yard game his senior year, and he had several games in his career where he scored 3 touchdowns in a game. Following high school, James worked for the Arkansas Department of Transportation for 39 years, retiring as crew chief, and as we all know, a beloved member of the Clinton community. And sadly enough, he passed away just a year ago in 2019. His family and representatives and friends were here tonight on the field before the game, and the Clinton Yellow Jacket Booster Club presented them with a shadow box framed number 44, and with a gold plaque signifying all of his accomplishments. And the great number 44, James Washington, was tonight's honorary captain for the Yellow Jackets.
Hey, thanks to Clinton Booster Club. You're a part of that, along with Philip Jones and a lot of other folks putting in a lot of work behind the scenes to get all that geared up and ready. Angela Bradford. And making all the extra stuff this week a lot of extra fun. And we're ready for the second half to get underway. The Yellow Jackets will kick off to the Panthers, trailing 14-13.
Be interesting to see what the coaching staff did at halftime. We only gave up 14 points, but we just could not get Heber Springs off the field. See what they may have decided at halftime on some adjustments to try to slow down that Heber Springs offense.
Fonte is going to kick it down the field. Fielded at the inside the 20, 25-30. Got a seam, middle of the field, 40-50, breaking away from tacklers up across the 50 all the way to the 47-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Heber Springs with a big kickoff return to start the second half.
As McKee, who had the touchdown pass in the first half, good runner. Also, Rubio's back there. They got two dangerous kick returners. Yellow Jackets may want to try to avoid those two along the ground or kick it out of bounds. Both McKee and Rubio are dangerous, and Heber set up a good field position here to start the second half at the Yellow Jacket 47.
Here we go, moving right to left towards the senior center and parking lot. Cook going to keep the football. He's going to run. He's going to be dragged down, and that'll be Harley Tobin going to come up and make the tackle. So we saw a lot of Cook running the football, I'd say early in the ball game, the first quarter. I don't know, maybe into the second some. Seemed like we saw more passing late in the second quarter as opposed to the first. He's going to start off with a run there, only for 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
That's why it was pretty successful the first half. They kind of seal off the right. He runs to the left, but Tobin slashing from a linebacker spot made the tackle.
Shotgun snap, going to roll to his right, going to pass, caught up at the 43, turns it down the sideline, 1st down, tackled up at the 32-yard line.
Tough route to defend, a little 5-yard hitch. He's going to go 5 yards and basically turn and curl to the outside. And they rolled the quarterback Cook to the right, and he put the ball on the money for a 1st down. Tough ball to defend because the quarterback gets rid of it quick. You can't get to him, and then it's tough to not to give that receiver just a little bit of cushion.
Ball's on the far hash in front of the Heber Springs visiting side. Rubio comes up beside Cook. Looks to pass, looks left, now back to the right. He's going to throw it down the sideline behind the defense. Does he hang on? All the way up at the 5-yard line. Kind of momentum carried him to the turf, but got behind the defender. Cook led him enough down the field, and that's 1st and goal. Looked to be inside the 5-yard line.
I saw Yellow Jackets in single coverage. That was just a go route right down the sideline. The receiver ran past the Yellow Jacket defender, and Heber's quickly set up the Yellow Jacket 4.
We're just 1 minute off the clock here in the second half. They lead 14-13. Handoff. Turns it up inside. Dives towards the goal line low, but going to be just short of the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Maybe inches to go.
After that first Heber Springs possession, we held them on downs. Then Heber fumbled on one play, but since then we have not been able to stop Heber on 2 straight scoring drives, and now this may be the 3rd.
And in for the touchdown are the Panthers. Rubio on the carry, puts 6 on the board for Heber Springs. They lead 20-13. And are they going to go for 2 here? That looks to be, as they keep this personnel on the field. 2 for 2 tonight on extra point attempts. Now, those, they didn't look real pretty at times, but I don't know now if they're playing for, if they're considered an 8-point lead or 9-point lead, or they're just not going to kick.
And the clock was running, which should not have been running, the game clock.
Officials.
Yeah, that second field goal, they cut it to 1, is forcing this 2-point conversion. After the touchdown, the clock has to be stopped until the snap. Now they put 8 seconds back on the clock, and here we go.
They will go for 2 from the 3-yard line. 2 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Guess that's Rubio in the backfield with Cook. Fake the handoff, going to pass quickly across the middle, but can't hang on. It falls incomplete. The two-point conversion fails. Heber Springs 20, Clinton 13, 10:23 in the third. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call: Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in north central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call. 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
20-13, the Panthers with a 7-point lead.
Beware of the onside kick.
They'll kick it down the right side of the field. Going to drop it in about the 27. I think Nick Epley ended up with it. He's quickly going to be taken down at the 25, it looks like. The Yellow Jacket offense will have it there for their first offensive possession of the second half. A touchdown and 2 field goals in the first half of play. That touchdown was on the first offensive series of the night when they took it down the field and scored. Let's see what they can do here in the first offensive possession of the second half.
The second field goal was huge. That keeps the Yellow Jackets within one possession. And, of course, that stop on the 2-point conversion. So it's 20-13. And last night's game in junior high went back and forth.
Tobin the handoff to, I think that's Hutto. He'll get a 9-yard carry. And that's how the Yellow Jacket offense started the football game, with Jacob Hutto picking up yards on first down. He does it again. And the official says it's good for a first down. They'll give him a 10-yard pickup. Moves the football up to the 35.
Last night, both the junior high and the 7th grade game, the Yellow Jackets in the second half of both games really just running it right at Heber Springs. The running game really picked up in the second half last night as both the junior high and the 7th grade swept games last night from Heber Springs.
Tobin crouches low. The give is to Epley, even left to right. He's trying to find a hole. And he'll be taken down not much, 2 yards, maybe 3 at the most. We don't have weights on our roster. Clinton looks to have a definite weight advantage or size advantage when it's that offensive line against that Heber Springs defense. And we got a Panther down. Is that the receiver?
That is the receiver.
Our
first. Nathan McKee. That's one of the receivers that caught a touchdown in the first half. Also, that's the kick returner that just returned that kick to the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line.
The first injury timeout of the night.
Clinton Heber last night, junior high game, went back and forth for a half. Yellow Jackets, they were trading touchdowns, and then the Yellow Jackets scored to take the lead. Midway through the third quarter, Heber drove the length of the field, and Zane Widener picked off a pass 3 yards deep in the end zone and returned it 103 yards for a touchdown to give the Yellow Jackets a 2-score lead. Heber came back, got on another drive, and Widener picked off another pass, went 65 yards for a touchdown, and that pretty much sealed the deal last night as the junior high won by a score of 40-28. In the 7th grade game, Heber went right down the field and scored the first possession of the game, and then it was all Yellow Jackets after that as the 7th grade Jackets won by a score of 30-12. The 7th grade Jackets have one loss, a non-conference loss, and one tie in conference. So if they can win this week at Lone Oak, it'll be a conference championship for the 7th grade. And Heber and Clinton were tied for second place in junior high, and that win last night puts the Yellow Jackets in second place all alone, one game behind Stuttgart.
First down play, the give is to Epley on the right side, breaks it back to the middle of the field, weaving his way through traffic, and he's going to fall forward for a first down across the 45, looks to get the 46. So back-to-back first down running plays for the Yellow Jackets yields 10 and then 11, and the Yellow Jackets are near midfield.
Yeah, we saw Nick all over the field in the first half at running back, slot back, receiver, both sides of the field, and now he's back at his usual running back slot here on this drive to start the second half.
We're looking down the line of scrimmage at their own 46. Tobin crouches low. Heberstrings comes up. Looks like they want to blitz at the line. It's a quick handoff inside, and that's what you like to see when they're kind of creeping up on the ends, ready to crash in, and you give it to Hutto quick, and he bursts through that line, and as he's got Panthers going right by him to his right and left, it's a pickup.
Yeah, they got to account for those wing backs, and you hit them with a quick fullback. If you're looking on TV, you saw number 51. That's the definition of a pancake block, as Ty Pruitt had his man pinned to the ground. That's a couple of those tonight I've seen.
A pickup of 7 on the carry, 2nd down and 7. Handoff. Again, I think that's Hutto. He'll get to the 46-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 2.
There's Ty Pruitt, and Heber player tying up after the whistle going. Just kept the block going. The Yellow Jackets have a 3rd and 1. Yellow Jackets have probably a size advantage on the line of scrimmage. Heber used kind of outnumbered us in the first half a lot of times to try to make up for that size advantage at the line of scrimmage. You got Witt on one side, goes at about 310 pounds, and Ty Pruitt on the other side.
Quarterback keeper, first down by Tobin. He'll get all the way up, looks to be maybe the 43, 42-yard line. We saw that successfully executed in the first half. Picks up a first down here. Keeps the drive alive.
Everything on the ground so far here in the second half for the Yellow Jackets. Reminiscent of that first drive of the game when the Yellow Jackets scored a touchdown. Every play was a run except for a really big pass play to Brody Emberton that set up the touchdown.
Tobin crouches low, ball in the near hash in front of the home side to give his to Epley from left to right. Finds a seam, 35-30. Tackled there, but all the way up to the Heber Springs 28-yard line, a pickup of 14. And good blocking kind of creates a hole and seam. He finds it. He's able to weave his way again for another good pickup.
Yeah, Josh Witt on that side, but then we had a pulling blocker and Ty Pruitt lined up on the left. He comes all the way to the right, and he's the lead blocker over here on the right side. And you got over 600 pounds there blocking for Epley. Also Ashton Hole coming on this side, and the Yellow Jackets with the 3rd first down of the drive.
Just under 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Inside handoff again. This is on the left side of that Yellow Jacket offensive line up to the 31. The 26, about a 3-yard pickup. Hutto on the carry. So Clinton responding well on this drive thus far. After the Heber Springs score, put the Panthers up by 7 at 20-13. Yellow Jackets looking to get it down the field and try to tie up the ball game. Tobin under center. The give is to Epley, moving to the right side, following his blockers. Up to the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on the carry. And Yellow Jackets, they're not really disguising much on those plays. They're kind of running Epley left to right. And Hutto on the right side. He had a left side carry on the play before that. But they're moving the football, and it's now 3rd and almost 3.
Just lining up and trying to push Heber Springs off the line. 3rd and 3. Might look for another quarterback sneak. They don't cover the center.
That's the call. Tobin, he's got a first down and more up to the 15. And boy, he gets a big push. I don't know. He gets right, I guess. I don't know if he's right behind behind Louder. Not Alex Louder or not, but he's got some momentum 3-4 yards down the field on that quarterback keeper, it seems like, before the pile ever starts to impede his progress.
4th first down drive started at the Yellow Jacket 25.
Little misdirection backfield. They bust open. Brody Emberton up near the goal line. He doesn't get in, but almost a touchdown. Had a little misdirection in the backfield, maybe a trap. They spring Brody Emberton. He turns it up.
Heber thought it was a fumble, and they're going to give it to him at the goal line.
Panthers say they've got it. Is that the call? I didn't see an official signal, but they're headed to the side. That's the call. Touchdown. That's a long way from our vantage point. Didn't get a look at that one on the tackles.
Wow.
Emberton almost into the end zone.
And he was grabbed by the arm and slammed to the ground. I guess they thought the ball had popped loose early. They give Heber the ball at the 1-yard line. The first turnover of the game for the Yellow Jackets. It comes at a very inopportune time. And let's see if the Yellow Jackets maybe can pin them here deep.
5:16 in the third quarter. Clinton trailing 20-13. Thought they were going to punch it in and tie it up there. I don't know, what does the Panthers do here? They run out of the shotgun, so Cook's going to be in the end zone at the snap of the football. It's a quick handoff inside to Rubio. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Drop there. Call that no gain. Still at the 1. Cody Davis comes up and makes the tackle out of a linebacker spot. But they don't huddle. So Panthers back up football. They'll look to the sideline, get the play call. 25 seconds on the play clock, so still a lot of time. It's on the 2, actually, so give him a yard pickup. Cook's still going to take that snap in the end zone. He looks to pass. He has some. Oh, it's hit from behind the balls. No, he caught it. I thought I saw him get hit from behind the ball pop up. He got it out, and it's caught up at about the 7-yard line.
They're dragging receiver across from the left to the right, lined up in the slot. He stayed in the pocket, took some heat, made the throw, and he got it out to the 7, and now it's 3rd down. And a big play for the Yellow Jacket defense.
3rd and about 4. You'd love to get a stop here with the Panthers inside their own 10-yard line and try to force a punt, try to play field position. Cook's in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to pass again. He's looking left.
Pressure. They got him.
He's tackled.
Maybe
he
in the
might
end zone.
Be in the end zone.
Oh, they're going to mark him outside the goal line.
Officials got him back at the 1.
Part of his body looked like it was laying in the end zone. The ball was on the outside, though.
Well, he's saying the defensive line of the Yellow Jackets just get in the backfield tonight, just almost crushed that pocket. That time they got enough of Cook to get him down. And that'll force the Panthers into a 4th and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
They have not punted yet tonight. He won't have his full 15 yards.
He will get the kickoff. It's going to hit the turf inside the 25. It's going to take a Panther roll up to the 34-yard line. Clinton offense will have it there. When we return, you're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Well, we got back to action quick on the first down play by the Yellow Jackets in the 35.
Yeah,
on the carry, the tackle up at the 30, but it ended up, we weren't sure if it was a horse collar tackle or a face mask. What did it end up?
Yeah, he came back. I think the sideline official came over and talked to the head official and said it was a horse collar. First he signaled the face mask, but then on the second signal he said it was a horse collar tackle, and the Yellow Jackets are down the Heber Springs 15-yard line.
They pick up 15 on the penalty, 5 on the carry. That's a 20-yard net gain. Tobin's going to keep it, and he'll be dropped. He might have lost it. Well, give him back to the line of scrimmage. They might have gave him a yard to the 14. Second
May have
down
been
and
a busted play. Not sure. It looked like maybe everything's going to go to the left to Brody Emberton, but he kept it, went to the right, and picks up a couple. Got bent back pretty hard.
That's what I started to say. I think they about busted Harley Tobin right there. I thought they were bending him back, too, on that tackle. He's on the near hash, below the home side here at Jim Tomlinson Field. Crouches low under center. Going left, it's Nick Epley trying to run away from would-be tackler, stretching to the sideline. He's going to be tackled, but he's going to pick up. Looks to be about 5 yards, maybe 6. We'll see where they put it down. Just using his speed to stretch that one out as long as he could and run away from a would-be tackler.
Yeah, that was all Nick. That was like Heber had a shot at him near the line of scrimmage a couple of times there. Epley just kept looping him to the outside and picked up a couple of 3-4 yards. Now the Yellow Jackets have a manageable 3rd down and 4.
Football's at the 9-yard line. So if they don't get the first here, look for them to go for it on 4th down. They trail 20-13, a minute 40 in the 3rd quarter, clock running. They give us the Hutto on the right side. Might have got a couple or 3. We'll see.
And a big 4th down and 1 coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Epley back in. Cody Davis checks out.
Not as much as we'd hoped there. It's going to be 4th and 2. Clinton's been going with the quarterback keeper on this series to pick up first down when it's 4th and short, and they've got more than 2 on most of those. But would the Panthers look to cut that off this time? Will Clinton have to go another direction? Tobin is under center. They'll creep in a little bit in the middle of the field. The turn, the handoff is to Epley to the right side. He turns it up inside. There's a pileup. It looks like he's across the 5-yard line. And if so, I think he should have the first down.
Epley not real tall. Then he gets smaller. When he runs between the tackles, he's hard to see. And he just wedged his way in there. And the Yellow Jacket offensive line got a good push. And it's a first down.
So now it's 1st and goal at the 5.
Second time in the quarter, the Yellow Jackets have been knocking on the door.
An opportunity to try to tie the ball game. Tobin's under center. The give is to Hutto on the left side. And he gets close. He's at the goal line. No touchdown signal. So just short of the touchdown mark. 20 seconds on the game clock. Clinton doesn't have to snap it. We'll see if they run a play here or not. As the clock's winding down the 3rd quarter. 14 seconds.
Fancy here. I think the Yellow Jackets going to rely on that big offensive line, try to blow Heber off the football.
So you got 3 plays to score. Just run the quarterback keeper again. That's the call. There's a big pileup.
He's in.
Touchdown. Harley Tobin on the quarterback keeper. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. He puts the Yellow Jackets within 1 point. They trail 20-19. There's 2 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Aldrich Infante on for the extra point attempt. He's 1 for 1 on extra point attempts tonight. He's 2 for 2 on field goals. And he has a chance to tie it up in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. He hit that 41-yard field goal with 2 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Uh-oh, low snap. It's loose. They won't have a chance. Nick Epley's going to pick it up. He's way back there, though, he's weaving his – whoa, and for a moment it looked like he might stay on his feet if he could break loose, get in the end zone. So that low snap, Aldrich Infante did not get a chance to kick that one, and what a game. It's a 1-point deficit, 20-19. 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and keep it here, and we'll take the quarter break here in just a moment. 20-19. It was 14-13 at halftime, so each team has put up 6 points in the 3rd quarter. Heber Springs had a failed 2-point conversion. Yellow Jackets then a failed extra point attempt. So a 1-point margin.
I think that's the first missed extra point of the year. Of course, we didn't get a chance to kick it, but that was the first opportunity this year that we have not scored an extra point, and it comes at a bad time. But Yellow Jackets, we got a quarter to go, and only 1 point down, and the Yellow Jackets got Heber off the field for the first time a while ago. Maybe the defense can keep it up here. Got to watch out here on these 2 kick returners for Heber. They're both pretty good. Rubio, McKee's out of the game now. He was injured defensively a while ago, so Rubio is out of the game, or Rubio's in the game. McKee is out.
Clinton likes the onside kick as well. We've not seen that tonight, but I don't know if you still play field position here with a quarter to go and don't give the Panthers a chance to have a short field. He will onside kick it. It's going to squib near the 50, and it's covered there. Good job of covering the football at the 50. The Panthers will have it. You know, he laid the football down on the ground, kind of sideways there, and I saw that at the last moment. Thought, well, there may be something going on here. And he rolled it right to the 10-yard line, but it got there just a little bit before the Yellow Jacket coverage team could have a chance to get a hand on it.
I've seen him in practice over and over kick that ball with the ball laying on the ground. The ground is kind of damp and wet, so you kind of want it to kick up and bounce a little bit, but it's really soft out there tonight, especially from the yard lines to the sideline.
2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Cook in the shotgun, calls for the football. He's at his own 45, looking to pass. Throws it up, knocked away. Knocked away by Vincent Irvin. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. It's a 1-point ball game when we return for the final 12 minutes. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
At First Security, we're proud of our home state. That's why we created a website that's all about Arkansas, just like us. Visit onlyanark.com for local travel, food, culture, sports, and so much more. You'll find everything from unique festivals to weekend plans to prize-winning recipes you'll pass off as your own. It's all in one easy spot, onlyanark.com. For all things Arkansas, visit onlyanark.com today. Brought to you by First Security, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reagan Gallagher, a board-certified neurosurgeon with the Conway Regional Neuroscience Center. If you are experiencing pain in your neck, your arms, your back, or your legs, or you have weakness with prolonged standing or walking, we can help you find the cause. At our Neuroscience Center, we have a comprehensive spine clinic to help you take control of these problems. For more information, visit our website at conwayregional.org or call 501-932-0352. You can always talk with your primary care physician about a referral to Conway Regional Neuroscience Center. We look forward to helping you improve the quality of your life.
Here we go, the final 12 minutes. So we had a well-played ball game tonight with these two teams in the rivalry game. We've had some exciting moments already, the kinds of things that make memories. He's going to throw it deep down the field. Incomplete up at the 25. Cook tries to throw it long, but again, lots of memories already made tonight, and what could happen in the final 12 minutes with a 1-point deficit. How fun this is shaping up to be.
I think Kenny White listening in. Saw him today at lunchtime. He's listening in, I think, maybe driving the mail truck tonight. So have Kenny listen in tonight. He's a big Yellow Jacket fan.
Yeah, glad you could be with us tonight. And
the clock did not start, and the horn went off. Heber Springs doing an incomplete pass. Heber Springs is wanting to play over, and the Heber Springs coach is on the field.
We did have the quarter break, didn't we? Was that the first play of the fourth quarter?
And the horn went off like it was the end of the third quarter.
Okay, that's what I wondered there for a minute. If that was the final play of the third quarter.
Heber wants the play replayed. The down markers still say third down over there. And now teams are going to the sideline like it is the third quarter. But now the scoreboard says 11:55. I guess we'll find out if the down marker stays at 3 or if it goes back to 2. Last year's game went right down to the wire, 28-27. All the games have been really close. The 2016 game, the Yellow Jackets scored late to win. Heber went for 2 for a win, either in 2017. The Yellow Jackets held them out of the end zone just like they did last year. Down marker still says third down.
From the 50, they'll snap the football there. Cook at his own 45. Again, looks to pass. Has a little bit of time. Throws it across the middle field. Can't hang on up at the 40.
Yellow Jackets got a break there. The quarterback made a nice pass. In and out of the hands of the receiver. And the down marker now says fourth down.
4th and 10 at the 50. What will the Panthers do here? They might go for it. They had a short field to start after the onside kick attempt failed. Heber Springs recovered at the 50, but 3 plays, no yards thus far. But they punted
clock down to 5 seconds.
They're
Still
going to
trying to
take
get
a
the play.
timeout, aren't they? They get down on and they got down real quick to try to snap it. Maybe the sideline realized it was too close. They'll take a timeout. 20-19, 11:49 remaining in the ball game. And any scores? We
saw one at halftime that kind of surprised us. Ball Knob was leading Central Arkansas Christian. We'll try to.
So looking at the conference race, we got Stuttgart at the top, undefeated. Then you had CAC, undefeated until last week.
CAC and CAC is still undefeated. They meet Stuttgart.
Oh, okay.
In, is that week 10?
So Stuttgart.
CAC is playing Ball Knob tonight.
So we'd call that an upset if we were looking at those two
still
teams.
have a halftime score of Ball Knob 21, Central Arkansas Christian 7. Tonight was Lone Oak and Stuttgart. And Stuttgart was leading that one. The last score I saw, Stuttgart now leads 40-14 in the third quarter of that one.
Big fourth down play for the Panthers. They're at the 50. They're going to go for it. Yellow Jacket defense needs a stop. Could get some good field position. Cook's looking to pass. 4 receivers deep down the middle field. Is it intercepted? Oh, it's incomplete. Diving, was it Vincent Irvin? It may have been diving across the football, but it's incomplete. And from the 50, the offense will take over for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Vincent Irvin, the sophomore, what a play. He kind of, early in the game, was limping. That time, it was a post pattern over the middle, and Irvin had a full-out dive, knocks the ball away with his fingertips, almost came up with the interception. We had a bad angle. Ball scooted away, but the Yellow Jackets will take it at midfield, and the Yellow Jacket defense has held Heber for 2 straight possessions, and now the Yellow Jackets look to take the lead.
Looks like Blaine Emberton may have single coverage here deep on the left side, but it's a handoff up to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the carry. It's Brody Emberton on the carry, the sophomore. Well, they'll pull him a yard short, back to the 46.
I think Heber Springs is loading up the box, trying to stop the run. The Yellow Jackets have been able to run the football here in the second half. They're just daring the Yellow Jackets to throw the football. Yellow Jackets are trying to impose their will up at the line of scrimmage.
Tobin crouches low. Motion from right to left goes Brody Emberton. Handoff, Jacob Hutto, or is that Epley? He's going to look to pick up a first down at the 39-yard line. It's Jacob Hutto.
Yeah, Hutto running on Ty Pruitt's side here on the left side. And the Yellow Jackets have a first down.
You do like to see that, and it's not been in as many games this year as in seasons past, but when you got an offensive line that can run the football and just push the defense down the field and hopefully kind of demoralize them a little bit, especially late in the ball game, we're seeing a little bit of that tonight. And that line play of the Yellow Jackets. Handoff on the right side. Another good carry across the 35. Maybe the 34 goes Jacob Hutto.
Yeah, that time the Yellow Jackets brought the motion from right to left, made Heber move a little bit to the right, then ran the ball opposite of him. Hutto made a good job, though. You saw him kind of sidestep a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then pick up 5.
Jacob's probably got a pretty good yards per carry tonight. Seems like he's getting at least 5 or 6 on most of his carries. Tobin low under center. Emberton again in motion right to left. Handoff inside. Hutto carries. He dives forward towards the first down marker. Looks to be up at the 29-yard line. Look for a signal if it's a first down or not. No, they're going to pull him back to the 30, so it's 3rd and 1.
He kept falling forward, pushing forward. Jasper Burgess out there, a good block out there. Pruitt and on a block here on the near side.
You want to pull out the quarterback keeper again, this time do it on 3rd instead of 4th. It's the call. Tobin's going to get the first down. He's all the way up, just short of the 25. First down for the Yellow Jackets.
Louder lead blocking in there at center.
Here comes Josh Witt into the ball game. Get on that offensive line.
That's a big offensive line with Witt anchoring one side and Pruitt the other side. Now they both line up together on the left side along with the tight end Burgess. The Yellow Jackets are heavy here on the left side.
Is that the way the ball will come? It is. It's the handoff to Epley. He cuts it out to the left side, and he's tackled. Short gain up at the 23, and maybe had too many bodies. I don't know, black and gold, red and white. And he couldn't find a hole to sneak into, and he kind of had to stretch it out. And that time,
yeah, Hunter Johnson pulled too, and he was over here. It was Johnson, Pruitt, and Witt.
Pick up a 3 on the carry, 2nd down and 7. Tobin under center. They give us a huddle on the right side. He's got a hole at the line of scrimmage. Gets all the way up to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the carry. He'll be right at the first down mark. Well, they'll pull him back. I keep giving him a yard or two more than the official does.
Carlos Nava that time with a great block to Freem. Once again, he sidesteps a tackler at the line of scrimmage. And just that quick fullback blast out of the wing tee.
3rd and almost 2. 8 minutes, clock running, trailing by 1. Huddle on the left side. Got about 2 yards, maybe across the 14, and it's a first down. Yellow Jackets methodically moving down the field with the running game.
Drive started at the 50 if they held Heber Springs on downs. 3rd first down, ball at the 14, all on the ground. Running behind that big offensive line. Pruitt and Witt and Burgess again lined up on the left. We got
Before the snap of the football.
Heber lined up in the neutral zone, maybe. Yep.
It's going to be a defensive 5-yard penalty. Offsides against Heber Springs. That should move it from the 14 to the 9. That's before the snap of the football. That's what, when the Panther kind of crosses that invisible line of where the nose is, the football
a lot of
is.
The neutral zone, in the
College
NFL, you
hockey,
have to come across and touch people. You can have a chance to get back, but in the high school football, if you line up in the neutral zone.
So here we go. Ball in the near hash, the home side. Handoff is a Hutto. Oh, football came loose. I think it's a fumble, and the Panthers have recovered.
Wow.
Hutto didn't have much. He ran into traffic, and that ball just squirted. It shot backwards about a couple of yards. There was a Panther on the ground right there already, and so he covered the football, and so
looked like
a promising drive.
Yeah, it looked like someone may have got the helmet, struck him with the helmet straight on, knocked the ball loose. Because he definitely got into the line of scrimmage and got almost, got hit head up. And that is a big turnover for the Yellow Jackets. See what the defense can do again. They've forced 2 down and outs by Heber on the last 2 possessions.
Stopped him on 4th down. 4 incomplete passes. I guess on the pass series. Cook going to take the snap, roll twist. Oh, he's hit in the backfield. He got loose from the first tackler, but not the second. He's tackled inside the 5-yard line. Looks to be at about the 2 or 3.
Josh Witt back there again. Cody Davis came in and finished him off.
How about that? Take them back to the 2 at 2nd and 18. Clinton trails by 1. As well as this defensive line, I guess, and linebackers are playing. What if they could get a safety and take the lead that way with 6:40 remaining in the ball game? Heber Springs goes exclusively from the shotgun. They don't go under center, so that means the snap. He's going to take it in the end zone. He's got Rubio beside him just to his right. Takes the snap, looks to pass, throws it deep down the left side. Receiver can't get turned around to find the football quick enough. It's incomplete. It's 3rd down and 18. Heber Springs at their own 2-yard line.
Yeah, there's no bigger defensive play tonight for the Yellow Jackets than this one. If you could stop them here, force them to have to punt out of the end zone, the Yellow Jackets would get good field position again. 3rd down and 18. Ball at the 2.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Cook's in the end zone.
Rubio rush with
to
3.
his left. Rubio moves to the left in motion. Cook's going to run. He's going to break it up. He's got a good gain across the 10, up across the 15. He's going to be short of the first down mark, but a pretty good play call there by Heber Springs.
Yeah, you think that because that gives them a chance if they want to go for it on fourth down. Thinking they can't stop the Yellow Jackets, they may try to go for it on fourth and keep the ball themselves.
Fourth and almost 4, at least 3.
Can't
got
jump
the same
off
personnel
sides
on
here.
the field. 20 seconds on the play clock, 5:55 clock running in the ball game. Clinton trailing by 1.
Can't jump off sides.
Still 10 seconds. Motion from left to right. Look to the sideline. 7 seconds, and now the Panthers will take a timeout. 5:42 remaining, a 1-point lead. Fourth and almost 4.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets gave them. Oh, they got 14 on that. That's why it's tantalizing for Heber to go for it on 4th and 14. If you get a first down, you can probably knock another 2 minutes off the clock at least. If you don't make it, then the Yellow Jackets are set up here. It's almost it's up to the coaching staff. Do we want to try to win the game with our offense or our defense? And Heber on the other side, they may be thinking our best chance is to try to get a first down here, as the Yellow Jackets have pretty much driven down the field, 3 or 4 times here in the second half, but they've cost themselves a fumble at the 1-yard line and a fumble at the 10-yard line. They would have had maybe a couple more scores. And so we'll see what Heber decides to do here, if they want to try to keep the ball themselves or give it up and put it in the hands of their defense. Those short hitch routes are really tough here. They only need 4 yards, so the Yellow Jackets are going to have to tighten up, get really close to the receivers.
They got the offensive personnel on the field. Empty back for Cook. He's going to run up the middle. He breaks out. First down. He's got a big gain. The 30, the 35 to the sideline. Uh-oh. 1 man to beat. He's in the lead. Diving. They won't catch him. It's a touchdown by Cook. 84 yards and a touchdown. It's Heber Springs 26, the Yellow Jackets 19. The biggest play from scrimmage tonight by either team is a big one with 5:30 to go.
And a big call here. If they go for 2, they make it a 2-score game. An extra point keeps it a 1-score game. So the Yellow Jacket defense, this is a huge play. Try to keep them out of the end zone. It's a 7-point game now. You don't want it to go to 9. Yellow Jackets, they spread the Jackets out and just ran a quarterback draw. Give Heber credit on that one, and let's see what happens here.
Stopped them on a 2-point conversion attempt earlier. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It won't go. Good job, the Clinton defensive line. They stopped the Panthers. It's 26-19. Trail by 7 with 5 minutes, 30 seconds when we return. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
No, it's been a fun game. It's lived up to its billing. The Battle of the Little Red, the rivalry game between the two schools, the 40, 38, 78, 83, 84th installment, I think, from what you talked about earlier in the ball game. And this one's going down to the wire again. 26-19, Heber Springs in front. Clinton will receive the kickoff with 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go with 3 timeouts. They've moved the ball in the second half. It's been a couple of fumbles in the ball game. Generally, it's been a couple of fumbles that have hurt them. You said earlier, a fumble at the 1, a fumble at the 10. That they moved it. Could they get one more drive and score before this one comes to an end? Fielded at the 20 on the kickoff. Up to the 30. into the pack across the 35, maybe the 37. Cody Davis on the return. The offense will have it there. Well, they've on that previous drive, they just rushed it down the field until the fumble. I think you said earlier, I observed they hadn't thrown a pass in the second half. So
yeah, I really hadn't needed to. The Yellow Jacket offensive line has pretty well controlled the line of scrimmage in the second half, but a fumble at the 1 and a fumble at the 10 has kept the Yellow Jackets out of the end zone. And the Yellow Jackets trail by 7, 5:23 left. And we have all of our timeouts, so we got plenty of time. Just got to get the ball down the field.
So do they run here until the Panthers can show they stop them? Oh, Tobin's going to pass. He's got a receiver behind the defense, but it's caught by Burgess. Short 50, 40, all the way up to the 35-yard line. The senior Jasper Burgess on the catch. I was looking down the field where we had the.
Yeah, Blaine Emerson was wide open too.
Yeah.
Heber's been loading the box. They hadn't been able to stop the run, and they've been daring the Yellow Jackets to throw the football, and they did. And we had 2 receivers wide open, and that was what was that? 13, 23, 28-yard throw and catch to Jasper Burgess.
First down, 5 minutes. They creep up again on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage. It's Hutto inside. Not much. He'll be stopped at the 33-yard line, a pickup of 2. So interesting play call by head coach Chris Dufran, and dials that up, trying to lull the Panthers into rush defense here in the second half. Picks up that one. 4 minutes, 30 seconds in the ball game. They'll split Burgess and Brody Emerton wide right, along with Nick Epley. Blaine Emerton's on the left side, so going to spread the field with this set. Tobin fakes the handoff. Is going to throw it on a slant. Does he catch it? He does at the 20.
What a catch.
Emerton had a defender right there with him. He goes low and makes the catch. First down.
Throw could have been any better. It could only been caught by Emerton down around his knees. Heber defender, a great job by him. He was right on top of Emerton's back. The pass was perfect. The catch was perfect. And the Yellow Jackets have a first down at the Heber Springs 21.
Ball on the near hash, the home side. Back to the wing tee set. Brody Emerton in the slot on the left side. Tobin looks to pass again. Rolls to his right. He's got some space. He's going to throw it all alone. Touchdown. Touchdown. Brody Emerton all alone in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. It's 26-25 with 3:48 to go.
Well, Yellow Jackets took over at 5:30. Took them less than 2 minutes to score, and the Yellow Jackets drove 63 yards for the touchdown, and the Yellow Jackets look like they're going to go for the tie here with 3:48 to go.
Well, every opportunity that Infante's got a leg on tonight has been successful. That previous extra point attempt failed, but it was a bad snap. He never got to kick it. The snap, the hold, the kick. This one's up, and it's good. We're tied. 26-26, 3:48, the battle of the Little Red. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Infante to kick from the 40. He will kick it kind of over the front line. He'll hit the turf inside the 30, fielded at the 25. Brody Emberton comes up and makes the tackle. He gets the touchdown kick, and then he makes the tackle on the kick coverage team. The Panthers will have it at their own 28-yard line with 3 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. They've got one timeout.
What a game. All the people here in the stadium excited. Up on the hill, they're excited. People listening all around the country. Christina Maxwell down in Houston, Texas, listening in tonight. Her son, Weston Amos, former Yellow Jacket quarterback, he is somewhere in the crowd tonight as Yellow Jackets try to pull this one out of the fire. Tied at 26 with 3:44 left. Yellow Jackets defense trying to come up with the football here.
You know, last week made some memories in the first win of the season. Boy, but tonight there have been memories all over the field, offensively and defensively. Cook's going to take this direct snap. He's going to run. He's going to stretch out a little bit to the left side for about a 3-4 yard gain. He had an 86-yard touchdown on his last run to score for the Panthers, so he's dangerous. You got to keep an eye on him. He makes it second down. Well, he ends up with a good 5 yards on that one, so we'll call it 2nd and 5.
We'll say it's probably 4-down territory because Heber was willing to gamble from their own, 14-yard line a while ago, 16-yard line on 4th and 4. Now they're up at the 34.
In the shotgun, 4 receivers. Rubio stays in the backfield, gets the football, looks to pass on the left side, on the sideline. Single coverage. Is it intercepted at the 40? Almost. Spencer Bannister almost picked off another one. He had one last week against Ball Knob, but it's incomplete.
Great job by Spencer Bannister. He had the inside position running all the way down the field with the receiver and just in and out of his hands as he hit the ground at the Clinton 40, and now it's 3rd down and 6 for Heber Springs.
Shotgun snap. Cook's going to run again. In the middle, breaks out the left side. He's got a first down up across the 40 to the 43. That'll stop the game clock at 2:51.
Yeah, they'll spread us out with the receivers and then try to seal off a corner and let the quarterback just try to run the football. Remember, he's a converted wide receiver. He's a senior, first time he's really ever played quarterback. So he's kind of adept at running the football as a receiver. Heber using a lot of time.
They restart the clock after they move the first down chain, so we're at 2:25. Empty backfield for Cook. Looks to pass left side on the sideline. Single coverage again with Bannister, and Spencer able to knock it away. Well, they'll scare you just a little bit. He's got that receiver over there, and just he alone on that sideline route. But
that's Parker Brown. He's in for McKee, I think. He's a 9th grader. And that was Bannister and Brown going down the sidelines there. Notice the quarterback. He's getting rid of it pretty quick. The Yellow Jackets have been getting some pressure the second half. He's not staying in the pocket a whole long time. He's unloading it quick.
Quick pass left side at the line of scrimmage. Makes the move. Maybe makes the first man miss, but not much after that. Tackled for about a 2-yard gain. Looks to be at the 46-yard line. Heber Springs still on their own side of the 50. Clock running with exactly 2 minutes remaining. The Panthers have one timeout. Clinton has 3 if those come into play before the end of this one. What if you get a stop here and make it 4th down? I don't know if you take a timeout or you let the clock run. Shotgun snap. Cook looking to pass. Middle of the field. Dropped at the 50. It's incomplete. So that will stop the clock with 1:39. Now it's 4th down. Heber Springs at their own 46-yard line.
See what Heber Springs wants to do here now.
How much fun is this? Boy, the crowd is loud in the stands. The student body down on the track. The players that are on the sideline are excited. And Cook's going to drop back, look to punt, and he will kick the football. It's high down the middle of the field. Epley will field it. He'll run. He'll be tackled quickly at the 28-yard line. 1:33 remaining. 3 timeouts. Yellow Jackets took it down the field quickly to tie the ball game on their previous drive.
Great job by the Yellow Jacket defense. Joe Hudson's defense came up big right there. They're giving the offense a chance to win the football game now. Yellow Jackets, as you said, have all 3 timeouts, and they got Aldrich and Fonte here on the sideline. You can get down near the 20, 25-yard line. The Yellow Jackets will have a shot.
How fitting would that be if they don't have to go, they're at the 34. Maybe they don't have to go 66 because they just close enough to get 3. Got to avoid a turnover. They've had a couple of those. Tobin wants to pass. Pressure. Oh, he makes the pass, makes the catch to the sideline. I think it's Epley. He's got a first down up at the 45.
Yeah, they looked to the near side to Blaine Emberton over here and then turned and wheeled back to the right. Epley caught it with his back to the defense, and he slung a Heber Springs tackler off his back, and then he was on the run up to the 45, and I think the Yellow Jackets will take their first time out right here.
He stayed in bounds, so after the first down was set, the clock continued to run. It's a minute 17. Clinton will have 2 timeouts. This may be one of those times when you talk about, okay, what are we going to do the next 2 or 3 plays here, and watching our time, watching our yardage. If it's not an incomplete pass or something else stopping the clock, get a little strategy.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets with the 2 timeouts still can use the whole field right here. But if you can get out of bounds, like we saw right before halftime when Epley got about 15 yards and then raced to the sideline to get out of bounds, ended up giving Aldrich and Fonte a chance to kick a field goal right before the half. But the playbook is still here. With 2 timeouts, you can use the whole field.
Everyone huddled up just out on the field. The entire football team, the coaching staff, ball boy standing there nearby. They've got some instructions. 26-26. Minute 17 to go.
Yellow Jackets have moved the ball well in the second half. They've been their own worst enemy really in the second half, but they got a chance to pull this one out of the fire. Trailed 14-13 at the half. Now we're tied at 26.
Here we go. The ball's on the far hash. Tobin's in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Looks right. Now he's going to have to turn it up inside and run. A lot of traffic. He's still on his feet, though. Stretches it out long enough to get to the 49-yard line and a pickup of 4. And Clinton's going to take another timeout.
That's definitely going to cost the Yellow Jackets a timeout before they get reset there. So they'll take it there, still have 1 left. Nobody open that time. Heber had the secondary covered. And Tobin got what he could out to the, what about the 49? Heber now looking a little bit more for pass defense, thinking that Clinton can't run the football because they can't let the clock keep running. So that last drive, they were loaded up in the box looking for the run. The Yellow Jackets really hit them with a pass. Would be surprised maybe to see Jasper Burgess dragging across from his tight end position. And he's basically a wide receiver playing tight end with his size and jumping ability. And, of course, anytime you can get the ball to Nick in space.
Last week we saw the game go down to the final series. It was Ball Knob driving to try to get a win. The Clinton defense with a stop to win the game. Tonight it's the Clinton offense driving. Can they score in the final minute and 5 seconds to win this ball game? Tobin empty backfield in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the left. He rolls to his left. Huddle stays in the block. Pass incomplete. Now that stops the clock.
Yeah, they brought Rubio that time on a blitz on the outside. He really ran down Tobin from behind. He had to get rid of that ball a lot quicker than he wanted to. And now it's 3rd down and almost 8 yards for the Yellow Jackets.
Heber's only got 1 timeout. I don't know. I started to say, do you have any fear if you don't pick up the first down and give the football back to the Panthers?
Brody Emberton checks out. Cody Davis in. Blaine Emberton back in.
8 seconds on the play
clock's
clock.
Running down.
5 seconds, 4 seconds. We're going to get a penalty or a timeout.
We'll have to use their own timeout now. No, Yellow Jackets did not want to have to do that. The clock was already stopped.
They'll avoid the 5-second penalty for delay a game. Stop it. There's a minute, 1 second remaining. Tied at 26, facing a 3rd down and 7, the football at their own 48-yard line.
Now, if the Yellow Jackets get a first down here, the clock will stop, and you'll have to get up on the ball quickly if you don't get out of bounds. Yellow Jackets don't make a first down, you may see Heber Springs take their final timeout, and an incomplete pass would stop the clock. So a lot of things going here. Best thing for the Yellow Jackets is to somehow get 7 yards right here, keep this drive going. Emberton Davis split to this side. And Nick Epley's lining up at the wingback slot, and we're going to go back under center.
Maybe if they don't make it, they get to the line quick. Try to run a quick 4th down play. It's Epley out of the slot. He's going to run 50.
Yes!
First down. He's got to see he might score. 30, 25, 20, 10.
Come on, Nick.
5. Touchdown. Woo! 50 seconds remaining. Touchdown, 32-26. 52 yards on the run by Epley.
What a play call by Coach Dufresne. Heber looking for the pass, looking for the Yellow Jackets to be in the shotgun. The Yellow Jackets line up in the wing tee, and that left side of the Yellow Jacket line just wiped out Heber Springs, and Epley went almost untouched. 52 yards for the touchdown.
Infante on for the kick. What a night he's had. The snap, the hold, the kick. This one's low. It might have been blocked. It's no good. 32-26. The lead will be 6 when we return. Quick break. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. FL Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. FL Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Are you ready to change your life? I'm Dr. Tony Manning with Conway Regional Surgical Associates, and we're excited to offer the laparoscopic gastric sleeve procedure, also known as weight loss surgery. Benefits include better sleep, reduced reliance on medications, weight loss, and so much more. Join me at Conway Regional on the first Monday of each month for our free bariatric surgery interest meetings. Call 501-327-4828 for more information, or follow Conway Regional on Facebook. Make a change today for a healthier you.
Fonte on for the kick. It's his 2 field goals tonight that are the difference, you might say, in a 6-point lead, 32-26. He'll kick it off from the 40. Short down the field. He tries to get it over that first line. They drop the football. They cover at the 38. No chance for a return down there. There's 48 seconds remaining. Heber Springs has the football at their own 39-yard line. They have 1 timeout. Clinton has no timeouts remaining.
First things first, secondary safety's got to keep everybody in front of you. Nobody gets behind you. You're playing like a center fielder. Second thing, try to get them down inside the field, make them use up that last timeout.
Look at Jordan Benson and Joe Hudson signaling in some of the defensive set there.
Yellow Jacket crowd is on their feet and loud, and the student section down on the track.
The defensive line's been big tonight. Can they do it again? There's a rush. He's going to get it off. Cook down the middle of the field, coming back a step or so to make the catch up at the 46-yard line. First down for the Panthers.
Got to spot it, get the clock going.
42 seconds. Good pickup. Didn't use much time.
Start the clock. Here we go.
47. Heber Springs goes without a huddle. Empty backfield for Cook. 3 receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Snap the football. Looks left. Throws it back across the middle. Caught. A hit. Miss. Gets away. Spins at the 30. Another
same
first
play,
down.
Deep crossing pattern. Same receiver with the catch.
23 seconds. And they have a timeout. They're up at the 30. 31.
The Yellow Jackets only rushing 3.
Start the clock. Cook has it. Looks left. Still looking left. Pressure. He's tackled. Sacked.
Flag way in the secondary. Not sure what that is.
Josh Witt, the 35. Who else was in on it?
Clock down to 7 seconds. I saw 8 up there, and then it went to 7.
If it's in the secondary, it could have been a defensive holding. We saw that earlier in the ball game. The Yellow Jacket defense. Time's going to go off the clock regardless. If it's a defensive penalty, that could put them within striking range.
It was down near the 10-yard line
into the end zone.
For the 15. The flag was way down the field.
It's at the 35. Heber Springs still has that one timeout if and when they need to utilize it. It is defensive holding. I guess that was in the secondary against the Yellow Jackets. That's a 15-yard penalty. It's up to the 25. So that's what? From the spot of where the tackle was made. 7 seconds.
Got to keep everything in front of you. Field goal doesn't help Heber. They have to have a touchdown.
At the 25. They got one play for certain. They may have 2 with good clock management or depending on what happens.
Yellow Jackets rushing 3, got pressure on the quarterback that time.
If it's a play like that last one, if Cook doesn't get it off quick.
The officials want time put back on the clock. I did see 8, and then I saw 1 second come off down to 7. Now they're going to put 11 seconds on the clock. There's definitely time for 2 plays if they need them.
Here we go. It's first down after the penalty. Cook empty backfield. Shotgun snap, looking left. He's tackling, he throws it away.
Hey,
he was going to be sacked.
Grounding.
He was going to be sacked. He threw it out. And
that's got to be intentional grounding.
And that's Rubio that ended up chasing the football. Was he close enough to where the football was thrown?
Got to be intentional grounding.
That's the signal from Jordan Benson, but there's no flag. There's 6 seconds remaining.
Oh, my gosh, that's a terrible call.
Here we go. Might be the last play of the game. They still got a timeout. Cook's in the shotgun, empty backfield. He's been looking left. The pocket's been collapsed. He's going to throw it left, throw it up. Defenders, receivers, knocked away.
It's over.
0 on the clock. It's over. Yellow Jackets win the battle of the Little Red. The players crash the field. Yellow Jackets win 32-26.
2 receivers in the corner, 2 or 3 defenders in the corner. They all went for the football. Ball's knocked away. What a job by the Yellow Jacket defense that final quarter of the ball game. Other than that long run by the quarterback, the defense came up big. It came up big again. And what a win by the Yellow Jackets here at home. And the crowd is going crazy. And the Yellow Jackets keep the trophy for the 5th year in a row.
And the players on that side of the field, they're shaking hands with the Heber Springs Panthers. You know, we didn't get to see that all season long as they keep the teams separated after the ball games, but it showed a good sportsmanship on the players who were close to each other. And you just couldn't have written a better script on a season, on a ball game that was memorable all 4 quarters. We could talk about the highlights, offense and defense for both teams all night long, and it goes down to the final play. And what memories are going to be made from tonight, from the 2020 football season, as the players come to the sideline. They salute the fans. The Heber Springs team, they went to their sideline and their fans as well, and they'll huddle up and talk it over here now out on the field with the coaching staff.
Hey, we say every one of these games has come down to the wire. The Yellow Jackets stopped the 2-point conversion last year, and the Yellow Jackets, what a game tonight. That final drive was 72 yards, capped off by Nick Epley, 52-yard touchdown run, and then the Yellow Jacket defense comes up big. Still 1 timeout left on the scoreboard for Heber Springs. They're going to go home with it. The Yellow Jackets are going to go home with the trophy.
And Brian Henderson's not going to turn off the scoreboard. This one may last a while, folks. Fans in the stands as the team kneels down and they've been having a post-game prayer out with the coaching staff, out on the field. How about that? I hope you're watching. Hey, stay with us. If you can tune over to the KHPQ Sports YouTube channel or the KHPQ Facebook live feed, check it out there and stay with us. Let's step away just for a few moments, back to the studio for a break. There's the trophy presentation. Hang on. The Battle of the Little Red Trophy, as you said, remains on this side of Gresh Ferry Lake. In the trophy game, the 84th installment of the football contest between these two squads.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets now lead the all-time series 41-38-5, and the Yellow Jackets have won 5 straight. They won 6 in a row back in the 1940s.
Now the picture taken has begun just in front of the student body who's out on the track as well, the cheerleading squad. Now they're going to circle up.
What a 2 nights for the Yellow Jackets. They sweep Heber, 7th grade, junior high, and senior high. What a game here at Jim Tummelson Field, 32-26.
We might need an interview or two tonight. Maybe we can see what we can work up here for the post-game show. But stay with us. Let's go briefly back to the studio. And when we return, we'll try to recap this one for you. What a fun night it's been. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment. Wherever the river flows and however the game goes, the River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment.
The live broadcast of tonight's Yellow Jacket football game is brought to you by these Yellow Jacket boosters: Krause Saw and Supply, TLC Bookkeeping, Regions Bank, Elite Automotive, Artelco, Miller Sanitation, Scarberry Insurance, Lana's Flowers, Clinton Drug, CarQuest, Warren Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thank you to all of these Yellow Jacket boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
The live broadcast of tonight's Yellow Jacket football game is brought to you by these Yellow Jacket boosters: Clinton Physical Therapy and Fitness Center, Clinton Stockyard, Pottery Shop, Canada Abstract, Dr. Kyle Hensley and staff, Main Street Florist, Clinton Real Estate, Johnny's Automotive, Webb Family Auction, American Home Pharmacy, PEH Supply. Thank you to all of these Yellow Jacket boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
We have partnered with Carti to bring world-class cancer treatment to Van Buren County.
Some chemos are between 1 to 2 hours to 8 hours. So when patient is sick, diagnosed with the cancer, traveling to Little Rock, that's a pretty long day for sick people.
Back in the old days, you had to get on the interstate, go to Conway or go to Little Rock to get your chemo treatment. My mom, for a year and a half, was able to take them right here in Clinton, Arkansas. Big peace of mind for my mom.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
Strong, dependable, ready for anything. The Clinton Yellow Jackets know what it takes to make a great team, and Grassroots Equipment is proud to support them. Take on the season with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. They mow, load, handle hay, and more, all while delivering more of the power and versatility you've come to expect from Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact and utility tractors that will take you through the season strong at Grassroots Equipment.
At First Security, our team is proud to be only in Arkansas. In fact, we've been committed to our home state since 1932. Why does that matter? Banking with First Security means that you get friendly service from local professionals right where you live. Decisions are made here, and so are relationships. From personal banking to business to mortgage, First Security is here for you. First Security, only in Arkansas. FSBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Well, hey, stay with us. We'll get into the post-game show here. I was walking off the field at Ball Knob last week, or off the track with Ryan Jones, our video engineer, and we were kind of, he and my colleague and I, and Huey was with us, and we were kind of the last ones. They turned the lights off, and we were heading down the track and headed back to the car, and I was joking with Ryan. I said, you know, in previous seasons, we're kind of used to this. We're kind of usually have a longer pregame show and more to talk about, and we've been at places before where they turn the lights off before we come off the air and get ready to leave. And I said, you know, this has been one of those years where it's not been so much that, and even though we were the last ones, I think, to the supply truck and the buses, and I think they were ready for us to get the gear there and get on the road back from Ball Knob. It was a little bit briefer trip, and it has been that way for the most part this season at times. And you know, tonight though, you look around, there's cars with their lights on in line, waiting to make their way out of Yellow Jacket Arena or up on the hill. side up behind us, behind the school as well. The Heber Springs folks, some of their players still outside in their uniform outside the locker room. There's players out on the field, student body. There's family members around on the track, and this is the game where everybody stays to the end. And in a season when you've got COVID and some folks not able to come out to the ball game and cut back that way, and then a season when maybe your wins and losses aren't what you've had in the past few seasons, and you're down a little bit, and it's one of those years, it's one of those cycles when a Class 3A school, a Class 4A school like Clinton is now, kind of has a little bump, a little bit of a down year like that, and they've struggled through the season. Took last week to pick up their first win in Week 8 against Ball Knob and got the victory there. And then you come into a game like tonight. You've got all of the hype of the Clinton-Heber Springs game, the Battle of Little Red, as we've called it for the past 5 years. It became a trophy game, kind of the invention of KHPQ here and 101.9 The Lake in Heber Springs, between Sid King and his daughter Allie King Sugg. Her husband Joe Suggs here tonight. I think he ran the video camera for their live stream just down the way. Our good friend Billy Morgan, who we broadcast with for years doing Heber Springs football, kind of got things going back with the administrators, some of the staff, some of the folks to kind of promote the game, promote the schools. I mean, the game already, as my colleague was talking about earlier, this is the 84th installment of the game between these two. It's not needed a lot of hype. It's been competitive throughout the years. The record now is 41 wins for Clinton, 38 for Heber Springs, 5 ties in that. But 5 years ago, they thought, hey, let's do even more from this. Maybe, matter of fact, let's look at some of these upper rivalries around the state. Let's look at Bryant and Benton, down in the Salt Bowl, what they call it, a game that might draw over 30,000 in a regular season to watch those two teams play. And we knew we couldn't get 30,000 at Jim Tumlinson Field or 30,000 at Panther Field in Heber Springs, but we thought, let's add even more to this football game. Let's have a really nice trophy made. Let's get some sponsors behind it and have a really nice one. We saw it out on the field tonight. Hopefully you got to watch the video stream tonight, sponsored by Cowboy Dodge and First Arkansas Bank and Trust. You may have seen that trophy out there. I said, let's get T-shirts made. Let's get the student body into it. Let's get the communities in it. Let's raise money. Let's raise thousands of dollars for charities like the Make-A-Wish Foundation for kids, for CASA, for that help with foster kids. Let's buy diapers and wipes and things like that. Maybe let's have food drives. Let's do things like that. They've been doing those things for 5 years, and so not only in the football field, the school and the community raise money through the week, and then they announce a winner who collected the most before the football game on Friday night, and that kind of goes along with it. And so that's been going on for 5 years. And then just you roll into a season like this, again, where it takes you until Week 8 to pick up your first win. Heber Springs had only had 2 wins coming in tonight, so both teams having an off year from where they'd like to be as far as wins and losses. And then tonight you have the most memorable game from start to finish that you could ever describe. If you thought you had one team with 2 wins and another team with 1 win, you would never have known it, never have believed it tonight. You saw a well-played game by 2 good teams that had defensive highlights, offensive highlights, special teams highlights. It's going to be fun to visit with the coaching staff tonight because you saw coaching strategy. You saw the right plays called at the right time when the other team wasn't expecting it, that led to touchdowns and big plays and just everything that you could draw up tonight to make a memory-laden football game from both sides of the football. You say it's a shame that one team had to lose, and I know Heber Springs they're going to be on the downside of things tonight. But when this one's over and these high school athletes have time to think about it and talk about it and memory about it, they're going to think about plays from tonight possibly for the rest of their life in that. Jay Chalk and I, superintendent, had a chance to visit briefly during halftime. We both played football together back in years when again, our one-loss records weren't great in those years, but Heber Springs was a game we looked forward to, a game that we could win, a game that was probably homecoming night. And those were great times and great memories for players back 30 years ago. And then tonight, again, they're going to replay this game in their mind from start to finish. And all those big plays tonight that led to a final play with 6 seconds to go when the defense held They knock the football away. They preserve a victory 32-26 over the Panthers. You just can't say enough and say much about the excitement that the game was tonight, and for these players and these families, the school, and this staff. Mike Hawley's been down on the field. I saw him get a chance to do some interviews with head coach Chris DeFran, maybe some others out there on the field as well. And we want to recap this one with you a little bit tonight. I don't know, what would you prefer to do first here?
Yeah, let's get these interviews, and they're good. I got Joe Hudson talking about the defense, head coach Chris DeFran, and a really good one with Ty Pruitt, Jacob Hutto, and Josh Witt. So these are very entertaining.
Stay with us. Let's mic those up here. Recorded just moments ago out on the field. I'll turn you up here.
Yellow Jackets in the Battle of Little Red over at Heber Springs. Talk about the problems Heber posed to you on defensively.
Well, we knew that, watching film on them, they had some speed. They can swing the ball around. That's just their offense. We thought that maybe we went man on them, try to get some pressure on the quarterback, make him make a quick throw. But I tell you what, they did some good things over there offensively and gave us some trouble. I'm just glad our guys kept fighting till the end, and it paid off for them.
Seemed like as the game went on, you get more pressure on him, and he started to get rid of it a lot quicker than he had earlier.
Yeah, that's what we tried to do start of the game. Their offensive line did a pretty good job of not allowing us to get back there. We did it at times, not consistently. But I tell you what, man, I'll take it. This is a great win for us.
Look, your secondary's getting better every week.
Yeah, we got guys in there now. They're getting a lot of reps, getting a lot of work, just kind of starting to gel, starting to figure it out. I'm proud of them.
Talk about your offensive lineman, too. In the second half, we pretty much ran at will. Looked like we kind of blew them off the football. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot with a couple of fumbles, but we pretty much dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the way they were lining up to us, there was a lot of things that we could do, and we just told our guys, just be a little nasty and get after them. They did a good job.
Seems like all these games come down to the final second.
They sure do, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's defensive coordinator Joe Hudson. The Yellow Jackets have won 2 in a row, and the defense has played really good the last 2 weeks. And we're heading to Lone Oak next Friday night, but we'll celebrate this one for a few more hours.
Sure will.
Thanks, Coach. Chris DeFran of the Clinton Yellow Jackets shortly after the Yellow Jackets beat Heber by a score of 32-26. Coach, all these games seem to come down to the final play.
I know it. This is the craziest thing. What a great job they did tonight, and our kids hung on to win, and super proud of them.
Yeah, it seems like the years change, the players change, but this game always stays the same.
Doesn't matter what the record is. It's going to be a knockdown drag-out for sure.
Talk about some of the problems Heber kind of posed on us defensively.
They ran a lot different than we thought they were. They were like a 3-3 stack and had about 5 linebackers, and kind of hard for our big guys to get to them sometimes because they're a little better in space than we are instead of just being right there on the line. But we did what we had to do, I guess.
It seemed like second half, the offensive line just dominated. They blew them off the ball. We did whatever we pretty wanted to do. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times with fumbles, but we really moved the ball at will.
Yeah, we put in our big package. We had Big Josh at tight end and Jasper at wing back, and just try to run it right behind them. So
yeah, we saw a few times with Ty Pruitt and Jasper and Josh Witt on the same side at one time.
Yeah, try to go big on them and out physical them.
Finally, when Heber started loading the box up, trying to stop the run, he went to the passing game and hit some big passes.
Man, Harley did a great job again. There was a couple of open guys, but for a sophomore, that kid played great. Pressure situation, super proud of him. I'm gonna tell you the difference in this game is Aldrich. Two field goals, win by 6 points.
That's what I asked you about the secret weapon there, Aldrich and Fonte. His field goal right before halftime was big because it kept it a 1-score game. They didn't allow Heber to, get the ball first to start the second half and get a 2-score lead.
I know it. I'm trying to think back at halftime. Have I ever kicked 2 field goals in 21 years? And no, I don't think I've ever kicked 2 hardly in a year.
Me and Jeff could remember 2 in the same game. We only counted up 4 or 5 in 12 years total.
I know it. Great job, though. He did a great job. Super proud of him.
I think the defense 2 weeks in a row is getting better and better.
They are. Went more to man-to-man defense this week, and putting Harley in there really helped. He's a physical kid, fast kid. Well, we hated to have to use him early, and then he got hurt. He pulled his hamstring, so we just finally said he's got to play with a hurt hamstring both ways.
Yeah, the secondary getting better, too. They kind of bent a little bit, but they came up with big plays in that very last play.
They did, and, you know, we give up a couple of easy ones. 50-50 balls we ought to go knock down, and they score on and make a first down, but I thought they played great.
Another win for the Yellow Jackets. It's 5 years in a row. I think the record is 6 back in the 40s for the Yellow Jackets, so we'll shoot for that next year. We won't think about Lone Oakville tomorrow. Let's celebrate this one. That's Coach Christy Fran. Yellow Jackets win 32-26. I bet Mom and Dad's probably listening back in West Monroe.
I bet they are. Love y'all, Mom and Dad.
All right, that's Coach Dufran. Hey, Mike Hawley down on the field with defensive coordinator Joe Hudson. Yellow Jackets just defeated Heber Springs 32-26 in the Battle of Little Red. That's 5 in a row, guys. I got Jacob Hutto and Ty Pruitt with me. Ty, talk about the offensive line in the second half. Y'all pretty much just dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir. We got after them real good. We just shoved it down their throat, what we're meant to do, you know, and our running back, Jacob Hutto, really pounded it in and did a great job running the ball.
Yeah, talk about running the ball in the second half. Pretty much y'all did it at will, you and Nick.
Our offensive line is amazing. I have nothing to say but great things about it. They're making huge holes for us to just run through. I mean, it's an honor running behind them. I'm really going to miss them next year.
What's it like when Ty, Josh Witt, and Jester Burgess line up on the same side of the field?
It's like seeing the Great Wall of China run down the field. There is no better feeling of security than running behind those big boys.
Yeah, second half, pretty much other than we stopped ourselves a couple times, Heber really didn't stop us.
Yes, sir. We had some mistakes here and there, but that's going to happen. But we prevailed at the very end, and we got on top. That's all that matters.
Josh Witt, tell me about the offensive line play in the second half.
Honestly, y'all just went so hard down the field every single time. I couldn't be more prouder of you guys, honestly. I'm so happy with today's line. It's great.
Yeah, pretty much just blew Heber off the ball in the second half.
Pretty much. Our line could not be messed with, honestly.
Talk about playing linebacker against this Heber passing game.
Well, it was playing it against the passing game. I was playing as a spy, and I was just kind of, I don't know what to say. Well, I mean, they were a good team, not gonna lie. They knew their stuff, but I'm glad I got a really good group of boys around me that we just prevailed and stuck it out.
All right, that's Jacob Hutto, Josh Witt, Ty Pruitt. The Yellow Jackets win 32-26. We're going to Lone Oak next week. We're not going to think about that till tomorrow. Let's celebrate this Heber Springs game. Thanks, guys.
That's Ty Pruitt. Was that Cody Davis, Jacob Hutto? Jacob Hutto, and then coaches Joe Hudson and Chris Dufran. So excitement out on the field. Still maybe a couple of players and some other folks out there. Well, for folks who turned in late on a night of memories, I don't know, can we do a quick recap and tell folks how we got to that, a little bit back and forth in that ball game, but how we got to that 6-point margin of victory?
Yeah, let's pull the summary sheet up here. What a finish, but let's talk about the beginning as the Yellow Jackets got the ball to start the ball game. At their own 41-yard line, they drove 59 yards. Jacob Hutto scored from 3 yards out. That was all running except for one play on third down to Blaine Emerton set the first down. The Yellow Jackets down at the 10-yard line, and Hutto carried it in from the 3. Infante kicked the extra point. The Yellow Jackets led 7-0 after only 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Heber Springs, Yellow Jackets took over to 35, but the Jackets stopped them on downs. The Yellow Jackets looked like maybe they could add to the lead, but they took over at their own 9-yard line and were forced to punt on 3 and out. Heber took over at the 50. They fumbled on the first play of the game, recovered by Ashton Hoyle. Looked like the Yellow Jackets were set up big time at the Heber Springs 42, but once again, 3 plays and out and had to turn the ball over. And then Heber went to work as Diego Rubio scored from 2 yards out with 8:43 left in the first half. Gus Hanna kicked the extra point, and we were tied at 7-all. Yellow Jackets took over at the 33. Eventually would settle for the first of 2 Aldrich Infante field goals. This was 33 yards out at the 4:07 mark of the first half, and the Yellow Jackets led by a score of 10-7. Heber took over at their own 37. They drove 63 yards, and Easton Cusick on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Cook with only 38 seconds left in the first half, put Heber up by a score of 14-10. But the Yellow Jackets were not done. They took over at their own 41. They quickly got into Heber Springs territory, and with 2 seconds left in the first half, Infante kicked a 41-yard field goal to bring the score to 14-13 at the half. Heber Springs in the lead. A big field goal as that got the Yellow Jackets within one score. Heber got the ball to start the second half and immediately scored. Rubio scored on a 1-yard touchdown run with 10:24 left in the third quarter. The 2-point attempt was no good, and the Yellow Jackets now trailed by 7, 20-13. The Yellow Jackets moved the ball at will in the second half. They started their own 25 and moved down to the Heber Springs 1-yard line, but fumbled. And Heber was able to take over at the 1. The Yellow Jacket defense came up big, forced Heber to have to punt out of their end zone. The Yellow Jackets took over at their own 34-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets this time were able to drive 66 yards, capped off by a Harley Tobin 1-yard quarterback sneak. The extra point was no good, the first miss of the year at the extra point. The Yellow Jackets trailed by a score of 20-19 with 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Yellow Jacket defense once again stopped Heber Springs. The Jackets took over at the 50-yard line, drove again deep into Heber territory where they fumbled the ball at the 10-yard line. Heber Springs took over at their 10 and faced a 4th and 4 from their own 16-yard line, and a quarterback draw for Heber Springs. And the quarterback goes 86 yards for the touchdown. The 2-point attempt was no good. And so Heber gambles on 4th and 4 in their own end of the field. They come up big. They score. They now lead by a score of 26-19 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game. The Yellow Jackets come back, get a touchdown, score, tie the game at 26. The Yellow Jackets defense goes back out onto the field. They force Heber to have to punt. And with 50 seconds left, and the Yellow Jackets take over at their own 20 with 2:24 to go. The Yellow Jackets take over at their own 28-yard line. Yellow Jackets move it up to the 48-yard line, facing 3rd and long when Nick Epley breaks through the line of scrimmage and races 52 yards for the touchdown, reminiscent of tonight's honorary captain James Washington, who raced 71 yards for a touchdown in 1970 to beat Heber. Epley races 52 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was no good. The Yellow Jackets led by a score of 32-26. Over 50 seconds left. Heber had a timeout, and they got as far as the Yellow Jacket 20, and the final play of the game was a pass knocked down in the corner of the end zone by the Yellow Jackets secondary, and the Yellow Jackets win tonight by a score of 32-26, their 5th straight Battle of the Little Red victory. The trophy will stay in Van Buren County for another year, and the Yellow Jackets have won 2 straight, and we head to Lone Oak next Friday night.
Hey, all kinds of highlights from players all over the field tonight. Again, individual memories I'm sure they'll think about for years to come. And hopefully if you listen to us tonight, we got to highlight and call some of those names out for you tonight. How about we're thinking about First Arkansas Bank and Trust Player of the Game. Again, appreciate their title sponsorship of the Player of the Game this season. They're located in the Northside Shopping Center across from Goods Cash Saver, Pizza Hut, and Radio Shack. Stop by there or call in or go through the drive or through I don't think the lobby last time it wasn't open, but let them know you enjoy listening to Clinton High School Sports right here on KHBQ and see what they can do for you. And full banking services to take care of all of your financial needs. That's First Arkansas Bank and Trust. I can't remember if we've gotten to do this before. And there's so many players we could mention tonight, and hopefully we covered that during the game. How about tonight? Not just us, but we allow head coach Chris Dufran to name the player of the game. And how about we go with kicker Aldrich Infante?
Yeah, he definitely – we've seen him all year. He's been great at punting, and he kicks, the deep kicks, the onside kicks, the extra points. And tonight, his field goals were definitely a weapon tonight in the ballgame as they kept the Yellow Jackets in the game in the first half. And Aldrich Infante also plays offense. We've seen him on offense several times this year. And we actually had, I think, a fake field goal set up, but he got called back because of a penalty. We're probably going to get to see Aldrich run out there out of his kicking formation. But, yeah, it's a first year to play football. He's a great soccer player, a travel soccer player. And he is he's definitely a team favorite, too. All the kids love him on the team. And so the first Arkansas Bank and Trust player of the game is Aldrich Infante.
And you know, I stepped away through just talking. We talked about it. It's a 6-point margin of victory. 6 points for those 2 field goals tonight from Aldrich and Finte. Even if you take away the extra points, I thought there for a minute how fitting would it be at the end. Tim Barnes came up and talked to me through the window on that last drive for Clinton. And we didn't know they were going to get a 52-yard touchdown run by Nick Epley, but we thought, what if they just get close enough for Aldrich Infante to kick a field goal to win the ball game? How fitting that would be tonight. Well, he wasn't needed there at the end, but he was needed throughout the ball game, and that 6 points was the margin of victory. So if you see those guys out this week, you talk to the coaching staff, congratulate them on the win tonight. I kind of had that opening before my colleague got back up here. Whatever this season has been up until this point, you come off that victory at Ball Knob last week. You have tonight. If you've enjoyed Yellow Jacket football for the past few years, that winningest team class in school history that graduated last year, tonight reminds you a lot of that. Well-played game, both teams out on the field, highlights offensively, defense from start to finish, and tonight was as fun a game as you could watch and you could call. You know, also, my colleague, we were talking to Ball Knob last week, and I asked you, I said, well, can the Yellow Jackets still make the playoffs? And you said, well, there might be some scenario they need to win 3 games. We'll see what we can do. This was before we knew we got the win at Ball Knob. They got 2 wins now. But now we know that the Arkansas Activities Association, they're going to open up the playoffs to all teams. You don't have to win your way in. Now, the caveat is that teams can opt in or they can opt out. And so there'll be a decision to make. Superintendent Jay Chalk, I think, mentioned that earlier tonight on the broadcast, that they'll meet and talk about that. And they've got until the Saturday morning after the final game of the season to tell the AAA, hey, we want into the playoffs. Or if they say, hey, our season's come to an end for whatever reason. You know, I know a lot of teams have had to miss games during the season because of COVID. And I was listening to pregame radio at Little Rock tonight. I think there was a team tonight, the last time they played was September 25th. Here we are on October 30th. They missed a whole bunch of football because of COVID. So it's been different scenarios for teams around the state. Clinton, thankfully, has played every game through the season. We did have that game at Huntsville where we had, 17, 18, 19 players out. We still played, lost that night. But so it'll be some teams will have some decision-making here over the next couple of weeks. Clinton might have the opportunity to be in the playoffs. Lone Oak might not be the last game, but we'll still be there to call it for you on the radio.
Yep, what a great night tonight. You know, win or lose, this game's always big every year. And the 84th installment of this game was as good or better than as any that they've played over the years since 1939. The Yellow Jackets come away with a 32-26 victory over Heber Springs. The trophy stays here at the campus of Clinton High School. You can go by and take a look at it anytime you want to. It sits in the foyer of the high school. And what a great night tonight. As we talk to the coaches, we'll celebrate this one tonight, and we'll think about Lone Oak tomorrow.
Well, hey, thanks for being with us. Thanks for staying overtime. Apologies to our video crew. Like I said, we told them last week we used to stay late after some games. Maybe this is the first one we've done this year like this. But thanks, guys, for bringing the broadcast. For Sid King, he was out here early tonight, made sure everything got set up, got to visit with our good friend Billy Morgan as well. For Sid King, for Kelsey Robinson, our studio engineer, for Ryan Jones, our video engineer, for Huey Moran, also running a camera tonight down on the field. For Mike Holly, I'm Jeff Hall. You've been listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.